Hey, what's happening, people? Welcome back to another awesome video. Today we've got a spoiler stream for Season 1 of Ahsoka. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, of all the games we have, why Spider-Man? When we clearly own a Star Wars game. Now, before we get into the spoilers, I want to address kind of like the elephant already that has already been addressed in the room. Is that it's a little weird maybe using Spider-Man for a Star Wars topic, but hey, I really don't have that many free roaming games, to be quite honest. I haven't I don't have many free roaming games, so the only free roaming games I have are Marvel Spider-Man, I have Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Shadow of War, and I know there's other games that we've played that are kind of free roaming-ish, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I did a poll with you guys. I asked you guys specifically and directly, like, hey, what game should I do if I were to do a spoiler talk about Ahsoka? And a lot of you voted for Spider-Man, so this was the biggest vote. So I know we haven't done a lot of spoiler streams in a while. The last one I technically did was back in 2021 when we talked about Spider-Man No Way Home. No, actually, no, it wasn't 2021. It was 2022 because I saw the movie that year, and then a couple months later I talked about spoilers for No Way Home. And I'm kind of doing the same thing for Ahsoka. I don't know. I know technically we kind of did, but kind of didn't for The Flash. We talked some concepts and some ideas that might have happened in the movie and kind of spoilers, not spoilers. We didn't I touched on some things, but without being specific. So today is gonna be kind of the same thing, except we're gonna go into spoilers for season 1 of Ahsoka. I'm not gonna go into every second per second, episode per episode. Just talk about the things that were good, things that were bad, the things that were meh, and also the other stuff that we're just gonna go into. I might go into specific scenes, but I'm not gonna go through episode to episode to episode to episode. I don't know. I might try and do that, but I'm gonna kind of touch on highlights that were good, highlights that weren't so good, and all this sort of stuff. And we are rocking Future Foundation because Future Foundation is actually a pretty dope suit, and also because of, I guess, to kind of make it come full circle, if you will, is that Ahsoka goes through a whole Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White sort of arc, so this is the closest suit that I could think of that could be symbolic, if you will. But I see a lot of you are already tuned in, and I'm already pleased by it, so I much appreciate it. What's happening, Tom? What's happening, Keaton? What's good? Hey, Jamari. We should hang out soon. We should one of these days. I don't know when. I'm not too sure. Just let me know what's a good day for you. Let me know what's a good day, really. Like, if it's on a weekday, let me know. I'm doing something perhaps today. I'm reading the chat, bro. I'm reading my chat. I'm reading my chat. Hold up. I literally just said that we need to hang out. I can see it. It says we need to hang out soon. And I'm like, yeah, soon. So just let me know what's a good day. What's good? You know what I mean? But today is streaming. I might be out. If you want to hang, then sure. But I need to do stuff while I'm out today. Tuesday is gonna be the same ordeal. I'm gonna be doing some things, nothing too major, but just do some things. If you want to do like something, then sure. But I'll be doing stuff today after stream, tomorrow, and I'll be out for a little while. If you want to do something, then if not, we'll just figure out a day. We'll figure out something, bro. We'll figure out something. Anyways, so let me think how I'm gonna do this. Did I address everything I wanted to address beforehand? Oh, so it's been a little while since we've done spoiler streams. I'm gonna talk about this for a second, and then we're gonna get into the actual spoilers. But, so, it's been a while since we've done spoiler streams. There's been times that I wanted to get into spoiler streams and do more spoiler streams because I was like, oh, I wanted to do one for Doctor Strange. I wanted to do one for Wakanda Forever. And I was debating on Quantumania, but I wound up doing a spoiler review, just a spoiler video for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So I think as much as there's a lot of movies that I see that I go, I want to do spoiler talks and do spoiler streams, I'm going to maybe pick and choose which ones I want to do, and if there's ones you guys specifically want to see, then let me know as well. This is literally the first PS4 game, bro. So also before I forget, I almost forgot. We're gonna try and stray away from the story if we wind up getting interwoven into the story, like the story mode of this game. Then I'll have to put this in the playlist of my Spider-Star plays Spider-Man stuff. But I'm gonna try and just do the side missions, and we'll just free roam and kind of just sit and chill like this, like as we just look at the Spidey suit and have him swing around, and we'll do shit like that as we're talking spoilers. And for anyone that doesn't want to hear spoilers, you can tune out. But if you don't care at this point, that's all cool. We're gonna get into a few things about the show, and then I already did a non-spoiler review that was up, I want to say a week or so ago. I don't know. I've kind of not been keeping track of how many times what is it? Oh shit, that's it. That's what I want. X. How many days ago it was since I did that video and some other videos and stuff like that. Life kind of wraps me up a little too much in things. But anyways, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, you can tune out. If you don't care, that's all cool. Whatever floats your boat. So I've addressed the fact that, like, it's good, it's bad, it's kind of ugly, and not, well, okay, maybe it's not ugly, but, like, that's the way I kind of see some things lately, is that there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, and a lot of meh, and Ahsoka is one example. And granted, if you like the show, cool, I'm happy for you, I'm really happy for you, because a lot of, everyone, it seems like, is really happy, and like, oh my gosh, the best Star Wars show, and the best live-action Star Wars show, and I'm like thinking to myself, really? I said this already in my review, but still, it still baffles me. But I'm like, I'm happy everyone's happy about it, but I just unfortunately never got into it. Like, I mean, I got into it, don't get me wrong, I got into the show, I liked what some of the things it was doing. I watched it, obviously I rewatched it to kind of maybe see if my opinion changed, if I need a second viewing to maybe understand and comprehend some other stuff, maybe go into concept like, oh, expectations versus reality, like that's something I wanted to maybe touch on as well, because there was some things that I don't know if they're really highly expected when I was watching the show, but part of me was like, I feel like there could have been A, B, and C, and 1, 2, and 3 in this show, but, I mean, for what it did, I don't know, but that's like something we'll address, is the whole expectations versus reality, and how much we like, oh, it didn't have so-and-so, and didn't have this character, so it's disappointing, but you kind of set yourself up, because it's not like they confirmed said character, sort of ordeal. But that's all the stuff we're gonna go into and all that, but, I mean, I don't really know where to go to exactly. Let's try and go into some of the good, and then I'm gonna try and go into more in depth about it, because like there is good with this show. Don't get me wrong, there are some good things. I like what I want to say. I mean, I guess, okay. Here's my thing, is that there's things I like, but yet I'm playing devil's advocate with myself, because I'm thinking, yeah, I like this. However, I didn't like it at the same time. For example, I liked Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, the actress who's Ahsoka. I really like her. I do. I genuinely do. I think she was a great pick. The more I think about it, as the years have gone by, I would have never guessed, hey, that, I would have never guessed that what was she? She was a nurse in Daredevil, would be Ahsoka. I always thought, like, oh, if we would see Ahsoka in live action, it'd be like Zoe Saldana, so Gamora, or Karen Gillian, so Nebula, same franchise, would be Ahsoka. And then when they said Rosario, I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not? I was like, all right. So I kind of, over the years, come to like her, and she's grown on me. But the thing is that there's times she plays Ahsoka really good, and there's times that it just feels weird. Like, I'm gonna say that a lot, is it feels weird with some of these characters and some of these choices, because the way a lot of these characters act is so monotone and so kind of not stiff, but kind of at times very much just a lot of the usual like monotone delivery, a lot of folding of the arms, a lot of heavy breathing, a lot of just sighs, and a lot of things like that. And I get it, these people are older, and they're like a more mature aspects to their characters. Like Ahsoka's obviously older, she's more wiser and stuff, but there's times that make me go, is this the same Ahsoka that we saw many years ago when she was 13 or 14 when she first debuted in Clone Wars, and then by season, I think. Hold on, let me think here. No. Let me think here, guys. This is gonna take me a minute, but either she was 12 or she was 13 when we first saw her in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and by season 8, she's 16, 17, commanding her own clone trooper army and fighting off Darth Maul and actually almost outwitted him. It's an impressive feat. Like this is a great character. She's great in the TV shows, and then we see her in Star Wars Rebels and all these other things. But it feels like, and I said this, and I'm gonna say it again. When Rosario Dawson was Ahsoka in Mandalorian Season 2 and Book of Boba Fett, she feels like more of her character there than she does in her own TV show, and that's so, like, it's kind of saying something. It's, I don't know, it's just, like, again, she does play, like, she plays it fine. It's just, like, there's moments that she feels like Ahsoka, because there's very moments that she makes very much faces and expressions and emotions that make me think, oh yeah, that's something Ahsoka would say. But then there's times that she'll just sit there and cross her arms, and I go, okay, what's so different about how she is in this scene compared to, say, like, if you insert a different Jedi Master? Like, how much difference would it be? You know, like, there's no difference. It's just a monotone direction and delivery on it, and I'm like, what was missing? What was miscommunication here? Because something in the writing, I don't know what it is, something just felt off about this show. The writing, I don't know if it was the writing, if it was the direction, the deliveries of how these people took it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was Dave Filoni, maybe it was Disney, maybe it is supposedly AI writing scripts and shit. I don't know, because I hear a lot of critics saying, like, oh, it's like AI just kind of went, hey, Ahsoka's a Jedi Master. She must need an apprentice. All Jedis need an apprentice. Even though technically Ahsoka was exiled years ago from the Jedi Order, and she, I guess technically, even though I need to finish Star Wars Rebels, technically Ahsoka never trained Sabine at all during Star Wars Rebels. But yet they address it like as an off-screen thing, going, "Oh yeah, I tried training Sabine and it never worked out because we weren't on the same page or something."
1031. Report of a break-in. Unknown if suspects are armed. Incident was reported.
We'll keep it family friendly. I mean, sure, okay. I mean, you could keep it that way. I'm gonna still say whatever shit I'm gonna say. My thing. Hold up. What's my thing? It is. What is it? Let me think. I'm drawing a blank here because I was going on about something. So it's gonna be. It's gonna be awesome. I think spelt wrong. Let me check real quick. Hold up. Where the fuck is it? It is literally awesome spelt wrong. My name and 19, so awesome Andrew 19. There's no E in it, so AWSOME Andrew 19. And I mean, sure, if you want to join in, this was kind of not planned. This was not planned, not you know, according to the whole ordeal. But hey, fuck it, you know what? Whatever, man, whatever. I'm game for it, sure. But so like this is all fresh and new. That suddenly, oh, I trained Sabine as my apprentice, and I gave up on her, and she gave up on me, sort of ordeal. And now I feel guilty because I gave up on my master, and now I'm giving up my apprentice, and I'm giving up the Jedi Order and all this guilt. And don't get me wrong, that's fine if she wants to have this guilt, and it plays out a little bit when we get to see Anakin, because later on we get to see Anakin. But this is what I mean, like some of the stuff just, I don't know what it is, the whole like, oh, insert a Sabine because we need to have an apprentice and Jedi and apprentice. There's always two, and it's like, yeah, that's the point, but technically Ahsoka's no longer a Jedi. She even addressed it in Rebels. At one point she was like, I am no Jedi. So when she confronted Vader in Star Wars Rebels, she even says, I'm not a Jedi anymore. Because Vader's like, oh, you want to try and kill me or something? That is not the Jedi way. Well, you're wrong, because I tried to give you hope and all this sort of stuff, and then obviously she breaks down because Anakin's voice is heard when Vader and her confront. But still.
We've got reports of armed mugging.
I'm a Bruce Wang. Are you Bruce Wang?
I'll look for towers to
Are
activate.
you for real? Oh my god. While I'm doing this real quick, that reminds me. Hold up, are you for real? Are you Bruce Wang? That's actually funny. Let me fix my thumbnail and take a look at that in just a second, bro. There it is. That's what I want. So I don't know. That's why maybe I thought it. That's why I'm bringing up that maybe there's something in the writing. Maybe it's like AI. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. I will say this. Like lately, it feels like Disney's kind of on an up and down scale, and of course they're on an up and down scale with things with all their films. If I'm being honest, even the MCU is a little like up and down because hey, Quantumania was mid. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was actually pretty damn awesome. Then we get Loki Season 2, which is fucking phenomenal. Secret Invasion was kind of mid, and then we get the Marvels, and I'm debating if I even want to go see the movie. I might just to see if it's going to be as bad as I think it is. So, but anyways, we're straying away from things. We're straying away from stuff. But let's kind of get back to things. So I don't know. There's something off, something inconsistent, something incoherent about all this. So I'm back and forth having a duality of hey, I like it, but I kind of don't. You know what I mean? Actually, I just realized, dude, would this even affect my stream? Because if I leave, like, will it make me leave the game? Because I don't want to leave the game.
Yes, the threat was averted.
Let me know real quick.
Get to that point. Where did this devil's breath come from? Why does Spider-Man always seem to know things before we do?
Dude, shut the fuck up! I'm just kidding.
We know it won't happen again, and I'm not exactly up to my mustache in confidence.
Jonah!
No time for New Yorkers to let their guard down.
Alright, give me one sec, man. This was not planned, but you know what? You roll with the punches. You know what? Let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it, broski. I don't know if you'll actually be heard, but honestly, I don't really care. Let me see if I can get you in here. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Oh, you guys shitting me, dog. Alright, fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fine. You know what? Let's do it. Fine. I didn't plan this, but hey, let's do it. Let's go. Dude, your audio, well, not your audio, not your audio, but the game sounds like shit on your end. I'm sorry. Why does it say Fortnite then? Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, I'm hearing me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh. That's weird, but okay. So we're I don't know if you're heard during the stream, but if you guys hear my buddy Keaton here, then let me know. If not, it's not a big deal. At least it'll just be on my end.
I know, I'm a jerk.
Okay. Alright, so I don't know, I'm very mixed. I'm very mixed about the whole thing, and then so that's at least one thing I'll say. And at least what's her name? Rosario Dawson's not the worst, because she's at least alright. I would say out of everyone that's at least staying true to their character, the worst, I hate to say it, is I don't even know the actress's name, man, but it's the actress who's Sabine Wren, who again she's this Mandalorian chick, but they have her as, oh, she's Mandalorian, but they made her, they're making her force sensitive, and that she has to be Ahsoka's apprentice, or she was, and they reunite, and it's all because, yeah, we're all doing this because we found, they find this little gimmick here, or they find this piece to a map that, fuck, am I paying attention to where I'm going? They find a piece to this map that leads to this planet, or this galaxy called Peridia or Peridia. It's pronounced different. It's like saying potato, potato, tomato, tomato sort of ordeal. And they're like, oh, if we use this map, we can find Ezra, because Ezra's, for anyone that doesn't know Star Wars Rebels, Ezra's he was a Jedi in training. He became a Jedi Knight, and he winds up he winds up sacrificing himself kind of in a way to prevent one of their greatest and one of the deadliest threats to the known galaxy, named Grand Admiral Thrawn, from basically doing Empire shit. So he winds up sending him and Thrawn to another galaxy far away from everywhere else, and so they're lost in the galaxy, and they go on this. They go to this. Where'd they go to this? They go to this foreign, exiled, faraway galaxy, so where no one knows where they are, and everyone's not harmed from Grand Admiral Thrawn. And so they're like, we found a way, we can find Ezra. There could be a chance he's still alive. Oh, so that gives them hope. They reunite. This gets the band back together with with the cast. I was about to say guys and cast at once. The cast and the gang of Star Wars Rebels. So Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera, and some others that aren't around, and some that are mentioned. So yeah, I don't want to spoil for anyone that hasn't seen Star Wars Rebels, because someone, a part of that crew, isn't around, fortunately. So, let me think here. So they get the gang back together, and they're like, hey, we should maybe this could perhaps lead us to Ezra. But here's the problem. Grand Admiral Thrawn could be alive, and he could be a dangerous threat to the known universe. All right, let's let the New Republic know what's up, because he's a big problem. He's a big problem. He's not Vader level, because the thing is, with I'm making this comparison because Vader's a Sith. This guy's just a tacticianist. But what makes him so different from everybody else, when you have an average Imperial officer, he's very just more calculated, and the way he's written is just pure evil in a way. So everyone's like, we gotta stop Thrawn before something happens, because if Thrawn winds up leaving Peridia or Peridia, whatever you want to pronounce this universe, this planet, he could cause some problems. And of course the New Republic's like, nah, there's no such thing. Thrawn's just a myth. He's dead. And then your friend, unfortunately, Ezra Bridger, doesn't seem to be alive to tell the tale. And everyone's like, but he sacrificed himself. And then they're obviously they have sticks up their asses, like, yeah, no, we let's not worry about Admiral Thrawn. Admiral Thrawn is not around. You're talking about myths and all this hoo-ha and hogwash of yeah, this is all just urban legend, and that everyone's pretty much dead, Thrawn's gone, there's no Ezra Bridger, and these space whales you're talking about, this sounds like just magic and weird myths. And this is another thing that I hate is, I understand you have to have some sort of conflict. You have to have someone go, oh, we don't believe you, and we don't believe this, and you're not authorized to do this, and you're not authorized to do that because of A, B, and C, and all this other stuff. But it's so generic. I'm sorry. Sometimes this could just be fine, but for whatever reason, I was very much annoyed with this. This was, I think, one of the things I really didn't like the most. Was the fucking fact that they don't believe that someone like Admiral Thrawn could come back when they face so much worse in the galaxy, past, present, and future. So it just makes me scratch my head and go, really? You're not gonna believe these people that actually dealt with it? And yeah, I know they're making it political with I think Hera at one point confronts these guys, and they're like, oh, how'd you guys get to your rise of power? You just sat up on your asses and pretty much just earned it, and just not even earned it, you just given it. I was in the war, I served my galaxy, I served the rebellion, I did my part. What'd you guys do? You didn't do fucking shit, So it's that sort of thing. I don't know if it's meant to be political, but you kind of can see what they're implying. But it's whack. It's kind of whack a little bit still, nonetheless. I don't know, that just I know that wouldn't bother me too much, but for whatever reason, this just bothered me in this show. Maybe it's because it's Star Wars, and not that I'm expecting such deep complexities, but I feel like there's been times that it has given us some really good stories and some really good things. Whether it's deep or not, sometimes it's the simple stuff. Sometimes it is little things like do or do not, there is no try, and then there's things like identity and immortality and morality and other things involved with love and passion. I don't know, like... So, this is why I'm playing devil's advocate with myself here, guys. And if for anyone that's in the chat, feel free to leave anything if you want. I have no idea who's still here. I think you're just still here, man. Is it just you, Keaton? Dude, I think you asked me this already. I don't have it. I used to. I wasn't... I had it when I first played my PS4, and then I think it was repetitive to me, and I didn't like it. I don't know. I don't know. Just... I remember getting pissed about it, and just it was annoying to me, and I realized how repetitive the whole... I don't know, there's so many of these games you have now. Apex, Fortnite, Call of Duty, yeah. There's another one, not League of Legends, what is it? Siege? Rainbow Siege? That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? So, like, even before and after Fortnite came out, I'm just, okay, no. No, I don't, I've never played it, but Rainbow Siege, I think it's Rainbow Siege or Apex looks good. Like, I like that one. I think it was either Apex or I played Defiance 2045, same aspect, but it was actually kind of cool. It was, I think I saw Apex or Rainbow Siege, someone play it. I remember it was someone I knew that he had a channel, and he was playing. I'm like, this actually looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all these types of games, this one looks the coolest out of all of them. But that's just my opinion. Okay, cool. That's fine, Tom. I will tune in later or so. But I'm playing again, devil's advocate with myself about this. And maybe for good reason, maybe for not good reason, maybe it's not that deep, but just the things that my brain just couldn't help but go, really? I don't know. Some things I can let go with movies. Some things I can let go because it's fiction. I get that. But this just, I shook my head a little bit, and I'm like, I don't know. I felt disbelief that they literally said, you guys are lying, you guys are stupid, and we're not gonna have you do this thing that may or may not be real. I mean, this is a galaxy that's far, far away, filled with space wizards. How much disbelief can you be? So, that's one thing. But I mean, I will at least say one aspect I think was actually kind of neat. I don't know if this was intentional or unintentional, but the first episode I wanted to call, actually, two things I'll call out with the first episode. Is one good thing, one bad thing. Well, not one bad thing, one thing that's just kind of, I don't know, it feels kind of funny. Is the good thing is, I like the beginning, because Ahsoka's doing this thing where she's after the map. She's after the map that could lead to Grand Admiral Thrawn and could lead to perhaps maybe Ezra being alive. But it's what's cool about it is what I didn't pick up on this, but I thought it was neat that I think it was Watch Mojo or someone else picked up on this, that they were like, oh, this is like a callback to Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I thought about it, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, yeah, this kind of does feel like Raiders, because you have Ahsoka, our main protagonist, of course. Like, I'm just setting up the image of the description. So you have main protagonist goes to this forbidden temple, finds an artifact, and then all of a sudden the temple collapses, filled with booby traps, and then all of a sudden he or she has a runaway, getaway vehicle of some sort, via plane or starship or spaceship, and they're running from it, and then they escape in a very clever way. So it feels very Raiders, because Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, same thing. So I was like, that actually is kind of cool. That was enjoyable. So that was fun. The other thing that kind of it's being made fun of is how towards the end of this episode, we have these dark Jedi, these Inquisitors, semi-Sith Lords that show up that are somewhat not our main antagonists, but they're like dark gray characters, like gray Jedi, because we have Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati, their names are. And Baylan Skoll's like, we're not Jedi, but we're not Sith. We have, like, there's a code to them. There's a code to them. There's a moral code to them. And these guys, I think the second time around, I was like, these guys are really actually kind of dope. They're really cool. Because I was like, okay, they're alright. And then when I watched them again, I'm like, you know, I actually do like these guys. And then not only just because the loss of the late Ray Stevenson, because we lost him this year, but also just the fact that his character is really just good. I don't know, he's got a bit of like there's a mystery that actually feels deserving, that he deserves to have like a mystery to his character, that we don't need to know everything about him, but we want to know everything about him. There's a bit of respect to him, because there's a moment when Ahsoka, end quote, Ahsoka dies, but when Sabine's in such turmoil and such emotion that, oh my gosh, Ahsoka's dead, what do I do? And they hear the bad guys, I can either destroy the map that can lead them to what they're looking for, because these two dark Jedi, I'm gonna call them Sith, they're mainly Sith Lords in a way, because they sport red, they're wearing the dark attire, and I know they're not really Sith, but I mean, I don't know, they feel more like I know they're anti-hero like, but they feel like villains, and I think they're really great. So, oh no, the bad guys want the bad guy thing. And so Baylan Skoll's like, okay, Sabine, I can give you a choice. You can either destroy that, or you can come with me, and then I could bring you along. I could keep you alive. You have my word. You won't, like, you'll be, you know, you'll be set to come with us. And why are you playing my thing while I'm talking? I just realized. Yeah, but you can I mean, you can either listen to me, or you can literally just watch the stream and mute yourself. I don't know. I don't know. This is an improvised thing, guys. If you hear another person, it's my friend Keaton. He was a friend from work. He's obviously more than just a friend from work, but that's the joke, is he's a friend from work. Or was a friend from work, but you guys get what I mean. Probably after the stream. I don't know, probably. I don't know. If whenever I'm done talking about shit, then that's when I'm done. If I am done around 11, I'm done around 11. If I'm done around 12, I'm done around 12. Whatever works for me. Yeah, probably. What the fuck are you doing then? Jesus Christ. So wait, your folks can't take you? Oh, okay, makes sense, I guess. Shit. It's just Ryan then. Fuck.
All units, we have reports of a
I mean...
Civilians are trapped.
Alright, and I mean... Okay, that sounds good, sounds true, that's cool. Okay. Alright, but hey, how's it going there, Yuri Martinez? Welcome to the chat. Anyone that's tuning in, feel free to leave whatever you want. This is Ahsoka talk, pretty much. I'm not gonna go through everything in the season, but there'll be things I might go into more in depth about. But this is spoiler stuff. If you want to know, if you don't want to know what happens in the show, then tune out. If you don't, then if you don't care, then sure, then just stay tuned. So that's that, and then you guys could feel. What's up? How long it takes? I don't know. No. It took me, I think, like maybe a few seconds. Yeah. Yeah, you're underneath Tom, yeah.
Howard's pigeon.
I think it just takes a second on my end, or maybe it's just just network shit where it's like when you send a text, like it goes in and like you send it in a second, you get a second. No, you'll send a text and maybe that person you're trying to send that text to gets it like a second or two later. I don't know, some probably satellite shit or whatever, internet. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know all technicalities, but that's my guess. Maybe it's the same thing with that. How's the lightsaber? The lightsaber. Oh, actually, speaking of lightsabers, that's where I was going with. Is so I'm getting to the point about these Sith guys, Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati. They're like, oh no. So back to what I want to say. Then I'm gonna go to what I want to what I want to get to. Speaking of lightsabers, so Baylan's like, so Sabine, you could either destroy that. I don't care if you destroy that. Really, to be honest, it really doesn't matter to me. My boss, I think her name is Morgan Elsba. I think her name is. She's supposedly part Night Sister because Night Sisters are like these. I'm not even kidding. I'm paraphrasing this, but I'm not even kidding. They're basically space witches. Like, think like obviously like a witch, like sorceress and sort of thing. So she believes in the Night Sisters. She's part Night Sister, and they're kind of very not crucial, but they're crucial in certain storylines. Like, they were able to bring back Darth Maul in Clone Wars, which is fucking cool. So. She's like, oh, we need this map so we can get Grand Admiral Thrawn and do like evil stuff. And so Baylan Skoll is looking directly at Sabine. Sabine's like, yo, I'm gonna destroy this thing because you basically killed my friend. Okay, destroy it. I really don't care. My boss wants this more than I do. It really doesn't matter to me. Like, I could either have watched this big grand scheme unfold, or I could just go on with my business. But what I can offer you is either you can destroy that, or you can come with me, and I'll let you survive, I'll let you live, and then you can maybe perhaps see your friend Ezra. I can promise you your friend. So he's got respect, he's got code to him, is my point. And even when his apprentice is about to basically pin her down to the ground, he's like, no, let her go. I had a word. I have my code to her. I gave her a promise. She's gonna live. Okay? So they're just cool. So getting back to what I want to say with this kind of has to do with lightsabers is they want the map. They're hired by this Morgan Elsbeth, which she's okay. I'm not too crazy about her. She's fine. She serves her purpose okay. So they want the map. They're getting it to her. They want to give it to. They want to get it to Morgan, and so. At one point, Sabine gets stabbed with a lightsaber in the first episode. And so she gets stabbed, and the next episode, she's perfectly fine. Like, what's his name? The David Tennant character, Wu Yang. Wu Yang heals her up, and he's like, "Yep, you're good as new. You're perfectly fine. You know, you survived a lightsaber impalement. That's normal. It's not like we die from this shit or anything. It's not like you die and you become a Jedi ghost because you got killed by a lightsaber. No, you're perfectly fine." Qui-Gon Jinn, rolling and crying in his grave, though, died by the hands of Darth Maul and all that shit. So. That's what I mean by it's bad, but it's just I guess it's been made fun of because of how many people said about it on the internet. I know there's like a YouTube channel with these guys that they impersonate or do impressions of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn, and the guy that does Qui-Gon Jinn's like, what? That happens? Like, that's new. Like, when he reacts to Sabine getting stabbed. And how's it going, Ryan? Is that the what?
Got a 10-10 possible narcotics.
No, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean, man, but no. I'm talking about Ahsoka stuff. Yeah. Oh, I think he said bio. Oh boy, and maybe.
Sure hope May's
I thought it
handling
said
the
bio
Leo
for a
okay.
reason. I barely paid. Oh, that's stupid. I don't have the app, so I won't even know this. I'm just used to doing it here. Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
All units, report of a break-in.
I can barely hear him, but alright.
Move on the financial district.
Alright, let's stop here for a second. Well, not stop here, Nisa. Oh, nice. So, I don't know. So that's, I guess, something lightsaber related. I don't know. That's I actually don't even know what to say about it because it's just like, hey, she's perfectly fine. She's like, I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, I just survived and got stabbed. It's all good here. So we're all fine here now. How are you? So, I don't know, but I will say at least. So I know I said that Sabine's kind of the worst out of everybody, but I will at least admit. And here's the weird part: is in the first 2 episodes of the show, she acts like your character fine. Like, she kind of has, like, this rebellious attitude. She's kind of got, not cockiness, but she kind of has, like, the tone of her voice feels very Sabine-like. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this seems alright, seems legit, seems good. I like it. The long hair is cool. Feels very fitting since years have passed. I like that. Like, it looks cool. I'm like, alright, cool. So I'm vibing. And, like, this is the weird part, because she's known for being prolifically having short hair. It's like once she cuts her hair back, like once she cuts her hair short again, and she dons her outfit, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna come with you, Ahsoka. I want to train. I want to know about the Force. You're gonna teach me about the Force and all this sort of stuff. It's like in that moment, when that shit happens, it's like she then stops acting like her character. She just kind of there's nothing really to her tone, there's nothing to her attitude that screams Sabine to me, and it feels awkward. It feels, some people have said annoying. I don't know if she's annoying, I don't know if I'd say that, but it does feel off. And then it gets even weirder when we get to, like, the last 2 episodes, when she's interacting with Ezra, because of course we see Ezra Bridger, he's alive. He looks like pretty much. I mean, he's not dead. He wouldn't have died. Like, because if Grand Moff Thrawn, the villain, is alive, then of course Ezra would have been alive. I don't know. Like, yeah. Why? Am I spoiling shit? Am I spoiling shit for you, or you don't care? So, well, actually, I'm kind of glad you bring this up, because I actually do like Grand Moff Thrawn. I think that's actually another good thing I will say, is I love this dude. Like, not because, like, he's actually a great villain, and I'm somewhat biased because the way he's written in the Star Wars books, but the way he's also portrayed in Star Wars Rebels in this show is, like, really dead like, accurate. And not even that, but just, you feel the presence of this just sinister mastermind, and he's not like generic like villain, but it's just the way he thinks, the way he's calculated. Like, he's 2 steps ahead of our heroes. So he's been alive this whole time. It's just that he's been stuck on this planet, and what he's been doing on this planet is pretty much just gathering resources. He has his army, he has an armada, and since he's been like isolated from the outer rim, he's basically like, yo, while I'm here, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm gonna be 5 steps ahead of myself and have an undead, I kid you not, an undead army of stormtroopers with the help of these space witches, the Night Sisters, that I found on Peridia, or Peridia, that people pronounce it differently, but I say either or. I say Peridia because I think it was pronounced Peridia in Rebels. I don't remember, but people are saying Peridia. I don't fucking care, really. What do you mean? What are you playing right now? Oh, like a big fight? What do you mean, like a big fight? Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? Oh god, nice. So he took all this time. I don't know how many years have passed. I'm gonna take a wild guess, say that a couple of maybe years have passed, because Star Wars Rebels took place around after Revenge of the Sith, but before A New Hope. By the time we get to Ahsoka, it's way after that. It's after Return of the Jedi, so quite a bit of years have passed. So obviously Ezra's older. He's got this whole giant, like, not giant beard, but he's got a big old beard going on. He looks like, literally, he looks like a space Jesus, like a space Moses, or a Messiah, if you will. It's kind of cool. It's kind of funny. So people have made fun of that. He looks like Noah, like Noah's Ark, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And all these other biblical things, and it kind of makes a little bit of sense, because George Lucas is known for not doing biblical stuff, but he's kind of known for doing, like, big, like, philosophical stuff. That's it. And of course, the writer of the show is also the writer of Clone Wars and Rebels, Dave Filoni, so he kind of followed in George Lucas's footsteps by kind of incorporating philosophical, like, meanings and some things that would be like, wow, it's kind of like deep for this, or not even just for this, but just deep in general, because it's cool. So Ezra's alive, and so he's been doing his own thing, but with Thrawn, he gathered all these undead stormtroopers. He has he has his spaceship back up and running, and he's just waiting for the moment when Morgan Elsbeth can be like, okay, we found you, Thrawn, let's get you out of here, and then we're gonna try and take the galaxy back as ours and have the whole long live the Empire, even though the Empire is kind of dead now, and I'm assuming the First Order is not existed yet, so there's still remnants of the Empire, just kind of like how there's still remnants of the rebellion, because the Resistance isn't formed yet. And yes, I said this before, I'll say this again, with these New Republic politicians, they're like, oh no, we're not gonna believe you. You have all these rebels that are rebelling against the system. So this is kind of like the rise of the Resistance, if you will. Like, maybe that's kind of what I see it as, because that could make sense. I mean, that's what they're doing, because even in like Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, the New Republic's portrayed as about that. Let's even though we have these materials that we found from the Empire, we don't want to use them because they're bad, but we can repurpose them. No, that's bad, or something. There's some plot I remember in the 3rd season of Mandalorian they kind of go into with about, oh, you're unauthorized to use this shit, and we can't have this happening and this happening, but yet we can allow A, B, and C to happen because we just want everything to be perfect in this world. We don't want war, we just want peace. And yeah, that's great optimism, but you have these threats in the galaxy. You kind of should do something about it, and they're just not doing anything about it. So it's kind of conveyed in the other shows, but it's one of those. It's still something that I think is probably what they're probably trying to portray, and I get that. That's great, because hey, this is what's leading to the sequel trilogy, and they're trying to connect stuff and make it all work and somewhat interwoven. Because what was great about things like these TV shows like Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars is that it kind of tied and made more sense to things. So, for example, I know I'm going on and off about random things, but I'm making this all come full circle, and it all will make sense. There is a method to my madness, I will tell you that. So, with Clone Wars, they really got more in depth and kind of touched a lot more on why Anakin was slowly being seduced and succumbed to the dark side. Because with Attack of the Clones, you were supposed to destroy this, if not join him! I mean, like, by Revenge of the Sith, he's full on, like, I am now evil, and I'm becoming Darth Vader. But in Clone Wars, they kind of go into a little more of that. You see Anakin at times get, like, very frustrated and very, like, emotional, and it shows that. Oh, so it kind of like it's like teasing, it's like foreshadowing, and it's like poetry, it's like rhyming. It just works in its own like little symmetry, if you will. So like shows like that, it makes sense. So Mandalorian's kind of doing that with the sequel stuff, and then this is kind of doing the same thing. I don't know. This is all either confirmed or all speculating or rumored, but that's what it feels like, because Clone Wars did it, Rebels kind of did the same thing, and then with having, where's Ahsoka been? Is she even still alive during this time? And then what's she been up to? And then interconnecting this, interconnecting that. And I know this is another argument I'm gonna get to in a moment, but this show's kind of, I guess, trying to make it where, okay, so we have these politicians. They're not these, not politicians. Jesus, what the hell were they exactly? Chancellors and senators. That's it, senators. Yeah, they're basically Star Wars politicians, but they're chancellors and senators and the Senate. That's it, the Senate. I am the Senate. So. Oh shit, I got into myself something. Okay. Let me take a brief moment here to figure out what am I doing here. Well, not that I know what I'm doing here, but let me take a oh shit. Okay. Let me take a second here to do what I want to do here. Shh. I want to do this real quick. Just give me 1 second here. Woo! I want to take a brief second. If you guys have questions, feel free to let me know. If you have anything that has to do with the show or has nothing to do with the show, feel free to leave that in the chat as well. This doesn't have to be all Ahsoka questions. Damn. I mean, okay. All right. But if you guys have anything, feel free. If like, oh, that's what I was saying. Is it doesn't have to all be Ahsoka questions or Ahsoka related or Star Wars related. But if you want to ask something that's out of pocket, then by all means, I'm not gonna stop you. I just want to actually take a second to maybe see if we can do my stealth moment. That's the Future Foundation, Spidey. I could probably multitask still, but I just want to still see if I can do this very quiet, like, that's all. Is that it? No, I see more. Taking down thuggies. I'm taking down thugs, bro. No, I'm kind of, but I'm trying to do stealth takedowns or trying not to get caught, even though I'm gonna get caught anyways, but it's no biggie. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's all cool. It's all cool. We're all fine here now. How are you? What do you mean bumpers? Like the L1 R, the L1 L2? Yeah, I know. I could do shit like that. I think. Oh no, it's R1 L1. That's it. That's it. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I could have sworn I was able to pick something up. Ah shit. I might be dying here. Oh, actually no. Don't want to jinx myself. Hold up. This guy's got me sniped. So I need to worry about him. Where the hell are you at? Oh, fuck! Oh, no! Okay, yikes. Take two. Anyways, so where was I going with this? So they're doing kind of like, that's kind of the route with it, where that's what these shows kind of are doing, or that's what it feels like. And I'm again playing devil's advocate with myself because yeah, it makes sense, but again, I just don't like how they did this. It's annoying. It's kind of like repetitive. It's redundant, and all that jazz. So actually, let me think here for a moment, and then I'll get back to what I need to do. And if Tom, whoever else wants to get me back on track after this, let me know what I was saying last, because I kind of not forgot, but I've been going off on too many things to remember at the moment. I feel like there's another thing I want to bring up, but I want to get to my point and then touch on something else in a second. Fuck. Okay. Let me see. Oh, fudge. Okay. Wait a minute. Can I get him from here? No, I can't. That's fine.
I saw some. Got eyes on
No, you didn't. Oh, damn it. That's fine. Get wrecked. Aw, that didn't work. That's fine.
I see him.
Dude, come on. No one likes a party pooper. No one likes a...
Get down here.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I can think of. Give me that. There you are. Come on, gimme. There you are. Taking you out first. That's it. Remember, hold up. I can do a Shoryuken. Yeah. That's what's up. Oh God, no. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Okay. Alright, I'm good. We're cool. It's cool! Stay cool!
That's a cheap trick.
Oh, these are Fisk. I'm like, who are these guys? I'm like, oh, okay, Kingpin.
Get him! The boss wants Spider-Man.
In Fortnite? I would not know. Oh, in general? For an art project. What would be... Oh shit, missile. Oh, never mind, I already dodged it. Useless item. I don't quite know. I feel like there's a few ways I can kind of go with it.
You guys are late. Don't worry. I got plenty of face kicks left.
feel like some sort of. Actually, I don't fucking. Never mind. I don't know. I was gonna say something like maybe like a material of some sort, like you have like a cloth or string or something like that. But then again, I'm like you could use string or yarn for shit and rope for stuff to make. And obviously, sew, but I wouldn't know. Damn it, I'm trying to think out loud here because I wouldn't quite know.
Really? More guys? I don't have this many friends.
Okay, there's you. Okay, that's it.
Spider-Man. I checked records, and that site's been getting deliveries from cartel front companies.
Ooh.
Drugs, huh?
Okay.
Not for long.
Oh shit. Ooh. 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 Oh. 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 No, I'm just going along with it. I'll just say it, I feel like you've probably played that before, or once before at least. Oh, for real? How would I never... Ah, god damn it. How would I never put that together? I just never did. I don't know. I don't know how... I think I'm gonna try this again. Take 3, and then I'll get back to what I need to. If Tom, you're still here, remind me what I was going on about. I mean, I know what I was going on about, but I went from one thing to another, and then I want to get... and what I wanted to... What I was going on about at first... I had a point to, but my what's up? Oh, Jesus Christ! Why is that? I just realized why. Like, I have nothing wrong with the Roman Empire, but why is that a fucking question nowadays? I don't. I mean, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't, because I think even someone was like, "Oh, what's the like? What do you think of the Roman Empire?" I'm hearing it, and I'm like, "What is the deal about it?" Yeah, that's it. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I kind of maybe understand why, because maybe it's like, there is significance to the Roman Empire, of course, and then it's not like a mature question, but it's like something that, oh, like, what's your opinion? And then people kind of go, oh, like, not that they view you in this way, but it's like, oh, it's an intellectual question. That's what it is, like, intellectual question sort of thing. And that's the type of vibe, or that's the type of feel it gives off. When I hear it, and I'm like, oh, so that's why I get it, but I don't understand. But why now is that the ordeal? But I mean, I never thought deep of it, but I would say, yeah, it's a part of what history is in some cases, whether good or bad. It's a part of history, and I know I don't know if it's exactly the Roman Empire, but I know that there's been many things in history that obviously were terrible, obviously 100% terrible. But I feel like we have to know this stuff. Yeah, but I feel like we need to know this stuff because we learn from history, and that way we don't repeat history. And not only that, but we evolve, we change as humanity goes, because we've gone from more or less hating each other to kind of sort of less hating each other. You know, yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't want to touch too much on that ordeal, but in a sense, we've gone from like dead on, we want to kill each other, to we don't hate each other as much, you know? So it's one of those things that we learn from, and we kind of just, things change, you know? Like, think about that, actually. That's actually a good point that you brought that up, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's allowed now that wouldn't be allowed in 1942. So it's come a long way, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse, but for the most part, it's at least come a long way. So there's that proof, and whether the Roman Empire is in that category or not, it's still something that, hey, we know about it, we've learned about it, and we either learned from it or, yeah, we learned from it, whether good or bad. Because with war, you can now look at that as an example of, hey, this is how they basically were strategic, and how they were able to analyze the fight and analyze how they won the war, and maybe we can use that strategy and stuff like that. I don't know if there's wars that they learn from, but I mean there's a lot of the wars that they bring up are like bent into history because people still talk about the Clone Wars like it happened 2 years ago, even though it's been decades since the Clone Wars. Like take this for example. If we're gonna use Ahsoka as this example, actually, you know what? This is perfect. This is going off of what I wanted to say originally, but this is perfect transition almost. There's when we have Ahsoka at one point, she's in the world between worlds. It's like kind of like a purgatory sort of thing, and she meets Anakin. She sees him after so many years, and she's going through the different like eras in her time, like when she first started as a Padawan to when she first led her first troop to when she first led her first command as general to season 8 when she was fighting off what was it, the Siege of Mandalore. That's it, the Siege of Mandalore, when Mandalorians and Darth Maul's kind of like purge of Mandalorians showed up again to start kind of some havoc. She was there leading that battle, and so they were flashbacks of things to her past. So this is stuff that's still bent into her mind that, oh, this is history that I learned from, and this is things that I'm learning for a reason, because Anakin is kind of showing her these flashbacks. She's put into these flashbacks, which these flashbacks are cool. At first I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why does this feel there's something missing with these flashbacks? Like, I like that we're getting these little Easter eggs and these nice nods to Clone Wars, because Clone Wars is awesome. And it's not even being biased. It's just it was great development, but there was something like the first viewing, I was like, something feels weird about this. But then I think it was trying to, because it was obviously going for this feel of that Anakin's trying to teach Ahsoka these lessons and reteach her that, hey, you need to learn to either, like, I'm training you to be a soldier, and you have so much legacy to, like, on your shoulders. You have so much legacy within your training. He's already dead at this point, but the thing is, she's in the world between worlds, so it's like a purgatory. So she's not dead, but she's not alive. So she's seeing Anakin as a ghost, basically a Force ghost, kind of not an astral form, but kind of like just like basically a Force ghost. And Anakin's kind of retraining her and going, look, I was trying to teach you to be a soldier, and that war is not going to be always great, and that people will die, and people, like, we win some, we lose some, and then also not only that, but how much legacy you have from your training, because you're learning from me, who I learned from Obi-Wan, who learned from Qui-Gon Jinn, who learned from Count Dooku, who learned from Yoda. You have so much experience under your belt and so much legacy under your belt. And how much that legacy means to me, or how much it means to you, and what it is your legacy. So this is like stuff this is what I mean, like, not the deep shit, but this is what I mean is by the writing when it comes to, like, this is stuff that would be out of Clone Wars, out of, like, the TV shows, like the animated shows. So, like, it kind of is kind of going back to what you're adding and implying is, yeah, it's not like strategies that, like, oh, we need to use this tactic from this moment. Although actually clones would use that. Clone Troopers did do something like that, like, oh, let's use maneuver this from this moment in time, because there was actually an episode of Star Wars Rebels where they were put in a quote simulation where this droid that thought and was programmed to think, oh yeah, I'm gonna simulate a moment, a war during when the Separatists were a thing and droids were still a thing, and I want you clone troopers, and then, like, you remaining clone troopers, because Star Wars Rebels still had like 3 clone troopers that were still alive. They were just old, so Rex, Echo, and a few other people that were still alive that were with the gang, with the Star Wars Rebels crew, like Ezra and his master Kanan, and they were put in the simulation of, okay, we're gonna take you through this moment when this is how this began. That the Separatists did this in this moment, and the clone troopers did this, and now I want to basically we're gonna redo this all over again, like a little game to this droid. Like he's this smart droid thinking, yeah, we're gonna recreate this moment and I'm going to win and you guys are gonna lose. And the clones are like, no, we won because this happened. And even Ezra goes, do we have to follow the exact routine? Do we have to follow exactly what happened when you did this with Anakin? When you did this with your general and your commander? And the Captain Rex is like, yes, because clone troopers follow orders, and that's how we followed everything. We followed it like this. And it's like, okay, how much different are you guys from droids? You guys are different, but yes, but you have still the same mentality and programming of winning the war. So it touches on like things like that. So in a way, clone troopers did that, but it wasn't like Jedi's. That I don't think that did that. You won? Oh God. Lord. Oh, I'm happy. Fuck, I'm happy for you. I'm happy. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay. I messed that up. I'm not doing so hot, you know. It's fine. Ah, I should have grabbed it right there and there.
Don't you dare hit me with that!
I just hit you with that. So what are you gonna do about it, punker? So yeah, like that stuff was cool. Like it was like basically like, yeah, people say it was like member berries because like, oh, remember Clone Wars? Remember this? Yeah, it's like nostalgia, but it was used with purpose. And I think at first I really was surprised. I was like, oh God, I was like, this is actually kind of cool. We're seeing like these somewhat recreations of what happened, like both past and current, because the first battle that Ahsoka led was back in, like, in terms of Clone Wars era, it was like season 1 or 2, I think. No, hold on. It was on this planet called Ryloth or Ryla, and it was when they were fighting alongside the, I think it's like Twi'lek, people pronounce it differently. It's basically the home people of the planet, and this was the first time she was leading her troops. She was leading clones this battle and against the Separatists and the droid army. So it was basically teaching her something else after so many years, like reteaching like how to live, how to die. And Anakin was like, "Will you live or you die?" sort of thing. And I guess it was very like blunt, but it felt very like, okay, there was a method to it, but it was very blunt, and maybe that's why I felt thrown off by it. But it was cool, and I think the second time I was like, okay, now I kind of see the more, not deeper aspects, but I see like, yeah, it was more about like morality and about how to like handle the justifications and the ratifications of losing a war, and the people you lose, and the people, like, when you win some, you lose some, and you win, you die, you sometimes win, you sometimes lose, you sometimes tie, and things like I can keep going on and on about, but still. So that was like season 1 or 2. The Siege of Mandalore was season 8, which still feels relevant in my brain because it was 2021 or 2020 when it came out, when they brought back Clone Wars. Something like that. They decided, hey, we're gonna give you guys season... No, wait, hold on. Let me think here. The show, if I remember correctly, went up 6 seasons, and then it decided they gave us a secret season, not a secret season, but they gave us a season on Netflix years ago that was season 7. So yeah, season 8. Season 8 was 2021, I think. Or actually no, it might have been still in 2020 because I think I was still living in my other house when season 8 was happening. So that was during the pandemic still, I think. But still, it feels fresh in my brain. I still remember aspects of it. So my point I'm making is that it's present, not in like Star Wars timeline, but present in the, like, obviously real life. At least that's what I think. God damn it, dude! You're nothing shocking to me, my friend.
Really? More guys? I don't have this many friends.
God damn it! Hold on. Get wrecked! Ah, it's fine. At least I think, you know what? It's more like I'm getting wrecked. Oh, come on, bro! I thought I could hit his shield or uppercut him. That's fine.
Drugs, huh?
Oh wait, I have to go underneath him. That's right. That's why. Nice. Alright, where are you? You're a problem. I need to deal with you first, and then I get back to the thing at hand. That's right, I can do that. I keep forgetting. There's so many other things I can do with this game. I keep forgetting. There's so many moves I can try and use, but I forget to use them. Like, not combos, but there's other stuff I know I can do, and I keep forgetting I have, like, upgrades and all my skill tree, basically. But yeah, like, that stuff was cool. That stuff I will say is positive. That I will say is positive because, like, I've been talking a lot of, like, up and down like, some negatives and things, but that I will say is at least a good aspect. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, it was great seeing Hayden Christensen, and it seems like Hayden Christensen has, I think this is what I love about him right now, is that he's got so much, like, people are really all over him in terms of, like, people love that he came back for Obi-Wan Kenobi as both Darth Vader and Anakin. He came back again, same thing with him as Anakin. Not so much him as Vader, which I was worried they were gonna do, because when Hayden was in the cast, like he was announced in the show before the show aired, I was like, please, no more Vader. I know we love Darth Vader, and I love Darth Vader. Like, he's my favorite movie villain. He's my favorite Star Wars villain. But I feel like Kenobi would have been just the perfect. Like okay, let's stop here. Like we're done using Vader. I know that's a good what is it? A good last resort. Like, hey, our show sucks. What should we do to make it cool? Add Darth Vader to it for no fucking reason. And as much as I would watch a whole series with Vader or a whole movie with Darth Vader, I think we're all Vadered out. We're all Vadered out. No more James Earl Jones. Let him retire. Give it to, like, yes, Hayden was in the suit and James did the voice, but like, I don't know. I was very worried when they had him, and I was like, don't do another Vader thing. And it's more or less Vader. It's more like just him as Anakin, and then there's like a quick brief shot of him in the suit, and it looks good, but it makes sense because this is still Ahsoka going, oh, this is the moment before my master turned to the dark side, or this is still the master I remember, but the problem is now that I still remember him as, like, my master, and he's still that man that I encountered many years ago in Star Wars Rebels, that, like, he's dead. Why are you playing Empire Strikes Back? I could freaking hear Empire Strikes Back on my end, guys. I don't know if you can hear this, but I can. What the hell is this? Oh, fuck off! This only means I can retry? That's stupid. Okay. Man. Yeah, but like this is what I mean. Like, Vader's iconic. We all can probably quote this scene to death, and I would just love how great it is. Luke, pretty much. You know what's kind of fun? Yeah. Why would you not think he's his dad? I mean, it's the same last name. Yeah, I mean, he understands that, yeah, Anakin Skywalker, he was like, oh, yeah, my dad was killed by Darth Vader because Obi-Wan or Ben told him that. A pupil of mine named Darth Vader killed him. Yeah, but the thing is that with when Ben Kenobi was telling him that, he was basically telling him, look, I'm telling you the truth, but I'm also telling you the truth from a certain point of view. Because even in Return of the Jedi, he says, so what I told you was right, because Anakin did die the last moment I saw him, and even Darth Vader said, I killed Anakin Skywalker. And that's what I'm getting at, is that in Obi-Wan, he's dead. Like, Anakin is dead. Like, even he says that in the Obi-Wan series, because when he sees there's Anakin, there's Vader, and Obi-Wan's like, Anakin. He's looking at him, he's like heartbroken. He's like, my friend, are you still in there? Like, basically. And he's like, you didn't kill Anakin. I did. Like, Darth Vader, like, reigns, and Anakin is no more. I mean, I think the thing is, Yoda technically is wiser and he is more powerful, but there was something about, not that Anakin overpowers everybody, but the way everyone builds up Anakin and how he was the chosen one. He was the chosen one, you know?
Report came in from Little Italy.
Millennium? Mandalorian? Yeah. Yeah, that's in Revenge of the Sith. And then Grogu was actually there, which they kind of canoned. What? Well, yeah, but like, that's because although I think the thing was that, yeah, actually I don't know if he would be stronger than Yoda, but I feel like Yoda might feel or know that, yeah, Anakin would be almost as powerful as Yoda, if not more, because even the Emperor acknowledges that Darth Vader is more powerful than both of us. I just realized that because I was like, yeah, because Vader actually is more powerful than the Emperor, and even he knew that from the get-go. He just was like, I know someone that is the most powerful being and the most powerful person that could potentially become the most powerful person in the galaxy. If I can have that under my belt, if I can have him under my command, then there'd be no stopping me. There'd be no stopping him. There'd be no stopping the Empire. So he used him and seduced him to be like, yo, I can help you and give you what you want. But he was like, yeah, no. Well, not that he said that, but basically he promised him something that wound up not happening, because obviously he was like, oh, I can save Padme, you can save her. And in the end, he wound up actually being the one that kills her instead. And then because with the dark side and how much rage he had, and didn't realize that he actually killed his wife. But no, like, so with Hayden, I was like, okay, just no more Vader. But it wasn't really a lot Vader. It was like more him being Anakin. And I think it was very welcoming, and it was definitely cool because he wore the Clone Wars outfit. And funny enough, which this is actually interesting that I didn't know this, but Evan told me this actually. He said that Hayden actually the reason why his voice is deeper, because his voice is a little different, is a little deeper in the Ahsoka series, it's because he wanted to try and capture the voice actor of Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars. So he kind of tried to mimic it a little bit to where it sounds like the Clone Wars guy. So it's like, hey, it sounds like Clone Wars Anakin, but live action and actor Anakin, more or less. So I was like, that's a nice little tidbit there. I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, sure, cool. So, but I think, yeah, it was cool seeing him wear the armor, because Anakin rocks this really interesting armor in Clone Wars, and then by the first couple seasons, and then he goes more to his more traditional attire with the robes kind of thing. And then we even see that when in that flashback with the Siege of Mandalore stuff, he even approaches Ahsoka, and it's kind of like, this is a weird way to kind of like, and to paraphrase and compare this, is that these moments in time that Ahsoka's going through is kind of like It's a Wonderful Life or It's a Christmas Carol, where they're reliving the past, but in different time. So Ahsoka's there, oh, this was when I led the Siege of Mandalore, and Anakin's like, when was this? And she was like, this was before we, this was after we had crossed, this was before we had finally made our final cross paths. Like, you weren't here for this sort of moment. Because in Season 8, basically, Ahsoka comes back to the Jedi Order to help out, even though she's like, I don't like what you guys did, I'm not happy with how you guys treated me, but I'm coming back because I care about the clones, I care about you all, and I'm doing this as a nice favor. And so, she wound up going to Mandalore, because it was being purged by Darth Maul, and it was being purged by his squadron and his syndicate of Mandalorians, because they all wore these red and black Darth Maul themed Mandalorian armors. And you have people like Bo-Katan that's like, okay, I need to stop Darth Maul, I need your help. And so Ahsoka arrived there to help, while Anakin and Obi-Wan went off to basically, to put it in Spider-Verse terms, they went off to their canon events. Anakin went off to do whatever he needed to do and confront Chancellor Palpatine, who is the Emperor, of course, and Obi-Wan went to that one planet to confront General Grievous. And so those are canon events, but the thing was is that what's funny about that moment is Darth Maul, when he confronts Ahsoka, he's like, I wasn't expecting you. I was expecting Anakin. I was expecting Kenobi. I wanted them to come here, not you, because he was kind of, in a way, trying to prevent those canon events, which is kind of fun. It's kind of funny to look at it that way, because Maul was like, I wanted them to be here, especially Anakin, because if I lured your master here, Ahsoka, that would have meant I could have prevented him from becoming Darth Vader. I could have prevented him from doing that. And he's telling Ahsoka this shit, and Ahsoka's like, no, that's not my master. And Maul's like, you don't know your master. You don't know what happens. I know what happens to him. I have overseen what happens. I've seen what the Emperor's going to do. I know what he's going to do. So believe me when I say, your master's in trouble. Like, this is it for him. Like, if you don't do anything about it. And Ahsoka's like, I will not listen to you. And she's like, alright. And Maul's like, alright, then I was gonna have you help me take care of the Emperor and maybe stop your master from becoming this greatest threat to the galaxy. Oh well then, incarcerate me, freaking imprison me, you know, but in the end, this is what's gonna happen. And it obviously it all comes together, because it's like, again, not to keep using this comparison, but to kind of put it this way, these were canon events in a sense. Like, Anakin becoming Vader is in Spider-Man term, Spider-Verse term, not that, well, I don't know about that being a canon event, but him turning to the dark side is kind of like his canon event. So, like, if Miguel O'Hara was here, he'd be like, yeah, this is a canon event. I'm sorry, but it has to happen this way. But, yeah, but, like, in that moment, Anakin... pretty much. I mean, Ahsoka kind of did that, because she could have stayed with the Jedi Order, but she said, no, I'm done with you people. You guys accused me that I was a murderer, and then even after we found the murderer, you still treated me poorly, the Senate, all these people. No, I'm gonna walk away from you guys. And then that's the thing that kind of was another guilt that carries with Ahsoka, is that she has guilt of she left the Jedi Order, she left her master, and she's like, maybe I could have saved him, and all these other things. And maybe that's, actually, you know what, that's kind of something that maybe could have went into more in depth. Maybe it was better that it wasn't explained and give us to us verbally, but I low-key kind of wanted her to maybe confront Anakin and go, what if I saved you? What if I was there to help you instead of this happening? Yeah, like, maybe, like, go into more of that turmoil. Maybe it was better the way they kind of did it without words, with just her training and Anakin going, well, you've lived and you've learned, and the way they're fighting, and then she obviously maneuvered Anakin's training and his techniques to where, oh, you've outmastered me now, or you've learned what I've taught you what you've learned, and I'm proud of you, kind of moment. I kind of would say so. I don't quite know, but there is that maybe possibility that she maybe is stronger because she did learn from Anakin, who obviously is Darth Vader. And what's even interesting is that at one point when Grand Admiral Thrawn finds out that, oh, Ahsoka Tano's alive, you know that she is the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. That not puts him in fear, but Thrawn goes, oh, you forgot the one thing to tell me, that Ahsoka Tano was around and was trying to prevent me from my uprising, pretty much, because he's like she learned from Anakin. Do you not fucking know who that is? Like, that's Vader. And, like, that's basically how he is. Like, he's not reacting in that way, but he's kind of like, he looks at Morgan Elsbeth and is like, so you forgot to tell me that like Ahsoka Tano was trained by Anakin Skywalker. Pretty much. Well, it's not like he's not terrified, but he's like, I know what you're capable of, Ahsoka Tano. I know of that. You are your apprentice, your master's apprentice. And although you were close to beating me, I beat you. Because the way this show ends is that it's not a happy ending, which I'm glad they didn't go for, and I wasn't expecting a happy ending, because part of me was thinking that maybe someone's gonna die. Like, I don't know where this show's gonna go. And this is where I kind of was thinking this show could have maybe done a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe this is an argument that could be expectations versus reality. But I brought this up. I'll say it again. I was really wanting Luke to be in this show, and not because Luke Skywalker needs to be in everything, but because I feel like Mandalorian Season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett set up that we've seen Luke Skywalker, we're able to see Luke Skywalker outside of the movies, and that we can have a young Luke Skywalker in, like, an in-between thing, like, before, I mean, after Return of the Jedi, but before The Force Awakens, where they had Mark Hamill do the stand-in stuff. He stood there, he was doing the scenes, and they decided, hey, we're going to take you, we're going to take another young actor, we're going to take his face, we're going to face swap it, basically, or not face swap it, what's the, this editor, this guy who's did deepfakes, that's it, deepfakes. This guy did deepfakes of Luke Skywalker and did deepfakes of other characters, and they said, hey, let's have you, we're going to take you, not the, I don't know if this specific actor, but they took, okay, we're going to take your face, we're going to take this deepfake editor, have you, have Mark, have him, have a young Luke Skywalker there, so that way Luke Skywalker can exist, and what we'll do with you, Mark, is that you can do your lines. We'll have the actor that's going to do also the stand-in. You're stand-in 1, he's stand-in 2, so stand-in 2 will do the lines, and we'll also do the lines as well, and then we'll do it where the like the editing process will synthesize your voices to where it sounds like you're a young, like, Luke Skywalker, kind of, in a way, like this is like, because Mandalorian Season 2 we have Luke Skywalker, it's like prime Luke Skywalker, like right out of the gate after Return of the Jedi, because his moves, man, like the way he fights, you could see, oh yeah, this is definitely Anakin's son. Like it's very like if you watched, if you've seen videos of the comparisons of that scene, that hallway scene in Season 2, and then you have that compared to Darth Vader in Rogue One, you see the similarities, how they fight, and how, like, oh, the techniques, it's so good, it's just so cool. So they did that, and so they have this technology that they can have Luke in here, and yes, if you have to recast, I really don't care anymore. I know people have been very sensitive about it, but if we can, like, we had Solo, we had that weird, kind of shitty, kind of not so shitty Solo movie with Alden Ehrenreich. He was a young Han Solo. If we can have a young Han Solo, then why not, and we have a young Luke Skywalker, why not have these characters in this show? And that's what I was kind of hoping for, not for, now let me address this specifically. I wasn't thinking, oh yes, let's get Luke, Han, and Leia all here to help Ahsoka, they'll destroy Thrawn, and then we'll have a happy ending. No, I just wanted them to be involved, at least so that way they are aware that, hey, we're dealing with a potentially really dangerous threat, a la Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he's a Grand Admiral, actually I just realized, so he kind of outranks everyone in terms of Imperial people. So he's like, that's why he's like very smart, he's very like the greatest of the great. But this is a dangerous threat, we need some help, and this is why the New Republic's like, no, we can't help you, sorry, you know, we don't know if Admiral Thrawn's even still alive, we don't know if this is true, we don't know all the facts, we don't know all the evidence, so we're just gonna don't do anything about it, and if you do anything about it, we're gonna have to arrest you, we're gonna have you come with us and basically be under trial. And then literally Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera, and all these other people are like, are you fucking stupid? That's literally how they have, like, are you dumb? Like we're trying to tell you that this is a problem. So, like, I know that they kind of acknowledge that, yes, Leia Organa is doing stuff as senator, and she's doing, like, stuff to help out, try to do her best. But, I don't know, I feel like maybe having, like, at least an appearance by Luke would have been nice, and maybe that's what you're trying to do with Season 2, maybe they're trying to do a Season 2, supposedly they're trying to build up another Star Wars movie after this, not after this, but after the sequel trilogy, because they're like, oh, we're going to try and do, like, another Star Wars movie, something with Rey again for whatever reason, but it's like, I don't know. But if you're trying to build up to another Star Wars movie, I don't really care for the Rey one, do one with that ties into the Star Wars novel Heir to the Empire, maybe build up to that. if that's what you want to do, where you have Ahsoka and then Sabine and Ezra and Luke Skywalker and Mandalorian, like Mando himself, Din Djarin and Bo-Katan, and have all these kind of like this ragtag of rebels try and take out Admiral Thrawn, then sure. But it just feels so... Like, even if this show, this season goes nowhere, it feels so out of pocket to not have Luke or anyone know about Grand Admiral Thrawn. Like, none of the trio from the Star Wars, like, universe, that in the Star Wars books, they dealt with Admiral Thrawn. They knew of this guy. So, it feels weird that no one was told that, hey, let's maybe get, like, someone involved to help. Maybe Luke. Like, it doesn't have to even be Luke Skywalker. It could be... Like Ahsoka knows Bo-Katan. She knows Din Djarin. She knows people. She has connections. And it's like, use those connections, girl! Like, what are you doing? Like, I know this is like, oh, she has to do this on her own, and this is her story and all that, but maybe this would have benefited if this was more like Luke and Ahsoka connecting, reuniting, kind of talking, and maybe not, they don't have to do this entirely throughout the show, but maybe like an appearance or two, or maybe a couple where they're talking about how, oh, you know, like, I want more of those conversations like they did in Book of Boba Fett, because they had a conversation where they were training Grogu, and Ahsoka's like, you know, you're much like your father, you know that? And he kind of looks at her, she looks at him, they're kind of like, okay, what can you tell us about each other? Like, what, like, you know, I want more conversations where they can maybe indulge and maybe kind of reminisce, like, what, like maybe Luke can go, okay, what was it like knowing my dad? Because I didn't get to really, like, train with my dad, I never really knew my dad. You got to know him. And Ahsoka could exchange that, hey, you got him back to the light side. How did you do it? You know, like these conversations are what I would want. And maybe we'll see them later on, but it's just again, this just feels so weird that no one else is involved, and I don't know. This doesn't have to be like Star Wars Cinematic Universe here, but give me maybe a little more than just Hera, Ahsoka, and a few, like, 3 to 5 people, maybe like maybe a few others, because like Mando, you had Bo-Katan, you had Luke there in the finale, you had like at least like a squad kind of there. It just feels like Ahsoka, Sabine, and maybe like one other person trying to stop Thrawn. And yes, I get that because the odds are against them, and Thrawn escapes Peridea, so that way it leads to, hey, Admiral Thrawn's gonna be a dangerous threat, and now we have to worry about what's gonna happen next for the Star Wars universe at this point. Oh shit! Hold on. What's this? This is a Black Cat thing? Yeah, this is Black Cat.
Camera. Looks like Black Cat, all right.
Yep. All right, what you up to, Selena? Oh, not Selena! Jesus Christ! I said Selena. No! I meant Felicia! Holy shit! Let me think here. Let me see what... Literally, man! Quite literally. Let me think here so I can see where the hell did she plant her thing. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, this felt like that moment when I messed up. Actually, no, I'm not gonna bring it up because I feel like one of my viewers is gonna be like, "Oh, this sounds familiar. This is like that one moment you did this," and I'm like, you know what? Shut up. I'd be laughing, but I'd be like, "Shut up, man." But I'm not gonna say it. So never mind. Nope. Let me see. No, I'm not gonna do TikTok. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to do that for many reasons, man. I don't know. I really don't know. I have, like, the thing is, I have very mutual things about TikTok. Like, sometimes I find, like, I've seen some cool stuff because sometimes Instagram has stuff because you have, oh, Instagrammers, I have TikTok, and TikTokers, I have Instagram, and all this other shit, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's how I find some of these cool reels on there. I'm like, alright, through Instagram, but I don't know if I want to, I don't know, I have, like, there's, like, don't get me wrong, there's cool stuff, but I'm like, I don't know, I have mixed things about the whole ordeal with it. And where the fuck am I looking for? That has nothing to do with it. I'm trying to find, what did she leave me? There's something I'm trying to find Felicia already left me. Jesus. Trying to remember, how does this work? I'm trying to look. It's like a window, or is there some sort of sign? Oh wait. Hold on. Where is it? Fuck, I don't know. Where? Oh, I have to maybe go over here. That's one thing I can maybe think of as well. Just trying to see where it the fuck it's at. What are you trying to lead me to, Felicia? Okay, I can't go that far, so maybe it's got to be more in this direction. Aha! I see. Nicely done. Okay, it took me a second. I was a little slow there, but I don't care. Or, no? Is there more? I feel like that might have been it. Or is there another thing? No. I want to, though. Jesus. Nice. There's another thing. Why is there a cat thing pointing up that way? Or maybe it's just fucking with me. I don't know. Hold on. Nope. No, I got it. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Yeah, I got the picture. That was it. That's all I needed. Yeah, hold up. Maybe I need to take it again? Hold up. Activate 2 towers to nearby crimes and collectibles. Okay, so I think it has to do with something else. I already got the photo. Maybe that's all I need. Wait. Thing's vibrating unless it's still near this.
Another cat.
Another one. Oh! That's what I needed. Jesus Christ. That's what I needed. Those little toy cat things she leaves. Not a picture of her. She has those little weird gimmicks where she leaves like a trail. Lord. Let me think, where was I? So, I wasn't like, I'm gonna try and get back to where I was going a little bit. So, like I was just asking for just a little bit of, like, it doesn't, like, again, doesn't have to be Luke. It could just be literally somebody to help, you know? And then maybe then they'll realize, oh shit, that we have a, I don't know, we have a real problem here. And not that they don't know they have a real problem, but I don't know. This is why I'm very, like, indecisive about the whole show, because, like, I get what they were doing, but that's not what I'm doing. Jesus Christ. I'm thinking and pondering. That's why, and I'm getting annoyed because I'm, like, thinking in my head, like, oh yeah, like, I want this shit, but it's like, okay, maybe it was better because they're trying to set up something. But then again, if they were just trying to set up that, hey, this is just exposition, then, like, just tell a good story than just setting up stuff. Like, I mean, yes, you can do that and set up a good story. I mean, the MCU has done that with setting up things, but also telling good stories. But, like, I don't know, don't have it just be exposition and then season 2 is the real story you want to tell, or
Come on.
this hypothetical Star Wars movie is your story you want to tell, because then it feels like season 1 was pointless. It's like, oh, we just wanted you just watch the show, know these characters, and then boom, jump to season 2, and then we can actually tell what we want. I don't know. Like, that's why I'm, like, playing devil's advocate, and I'm, like, thinking to myself, I'm like, is this what they're trying to do? But just, I don't know. So this is also maybe expectation versus reality. It's not like a big expectation I needed, but I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of like, I really don't know, and I apologize to keep saying I don't know, but I think this whole talk's just kind of got me not, like, out of words and lost for words, but kind of like, I don't even know anymore. Like, Jesus. No, she's, no, if I was, I would have told you I'd be doing something else instead of doing my own thing. I would have told you that I'm doing something instead of I'm going out my own. Oh, jeez. Nice. Let me think here for a second. Multiplayer, I have Fall Guys, I've got, it's not online multiplayer, but I have Lego Marvel, I have, what else do I have off the top of my head? I know this is online, I have this, you ever heard of Disney Speedstorm? It's a race thing. I was like I thought I remember I wanted it and then I forgot about it. Then I was like, you know what? Why not? It's free, so I got it. It's not bad. So far I didn't touch on it too much because I was like I'm either debating on just doing it like off camera, or if people want to see me play it stream wise, then I'll do more of it. I have I don't know if it's multiplayer, but there's a beat 'em up game called Fight and Rage. I know there's a TMNT game that's multiplayer, like online multiplayer. It's called like Shredder's Revenge, which I actually might get. I just want to wait to get it, or I'm debating about getting it soon. I don't know yet. Don't know just yet. I've been holding it off, but I want to get it though. It's cool. So there's that. There's what do I have else that's multiplayer? What the hell? I mean, I guess my Madden games. Not my Madden games. I have like NFL. I have I think another. I have an NFL game because I played Madden years ago a few times. I do have like an NHL thing. Pretty much, I don't know. I haven't really came across a lot of side missions, and I'm not trying to do a lot of the story because I want to save that for where the hell am I at? Episode 7, I think. I want to save a lot of that for the story series, not like spoiler stuff or random like free roam things. This is like free roam for now, and I can't really and I'm just like, going wherever I'm going at the moment. If I find no, I'm saying I'm going wherever I'm going with this game here. Like I'm just going wherever the web slinging takes me. I'm just going wherever that is right now. I don't know what guys in the chat. What else? Is there anything specific you guys want me to touch on? Because I think I pretty much brought up everything more or less. I feel like I'm missing something. I might not be. Chat is dead. I'm just kidding. I've kind of said what I'm thinking of doing. There's a few things. Let me think. I might hear a word from Jersey Mike's. If not, I'm gonna be about Target, and then do anything. Then I'll have to keep seeing what else what else I'll have in myself, or what else the world has in mind for me. So, we're kind of gonna, well, before we do anything cool, I kind of going somewhere, but it's just to see I'm going to take a look at something, but it's just to see if they're actually offering it. I'm like, if I'm being honest with you, man, and honestly, I kind of don't care if I bring this up here, because it's not like my folks are gonna really pay attention to this shit, but this is something that I'm just not really enthused about, but I'm just gonna go to this quote job thing. Okay, fine, then that's it. I lagged out. Oh shit. I was saying what was I saying last? I was saying something about probably that. Oh yeah, I don't care if my folks aren't watching this. They don't watch my shit or anything like that. So I don't really care if I bring this up. But something that like they not that they really want me to do, but there's something that my folks and my uncle brought to my attention about, oh, what about doing this? And I'm like, it's just, I was thinking about it, and then I realized more of the details, and I thought, this doesn't feel like me. This doesn't feel like anything I'd want to do. And there's a lot of other, like, implications that make me go, I'm not really in it. Like, my heart's not in it. I'm just going to go here just to say, hey, are you guys have this program or not? They say no, then fine. Then I'm like, okay, at least I can. Well, it's you know about AmeriCorps? It's like a program with nature parks, like, you know, like nature parks with for like people that do like forest fires and stuff like that. My uncle does those things, and so he's like, oh, there's a program called the AmeriCorps, and there's a park by you. You could take care of it. And here's the thing. This is what I get, and I appreciate it. They're like, oh, there's benefits to it. They'll take care of your tuition, all these other things, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, but this is not something I want to do. This is not like my heart's not in it, and yes. My heart's not really into doing retail, but like at least I can see myself doing it. This is something that the more my uncle explained, the more I went, I don't want to do this, but I just want to just go there just to say, like, I don't want to do it. It makes me like I'm just going there just to say, hey, you have this program. If they say no, okay, then that means that I can kind of like close the case on my folks. Like, not nagging me, but my folks saying, hey, what about joining that? What about doing this? Are you going to call there? Are you going to check it out? You know, that sort of thing. Like, that's... If they do, then honestly, I'm just still gonna say, like, I hate to say it, but I'm just gonna say no because it's just not in my heart. Because the thing is that the way my uncle described this AmeriCorps program is that you can't leave it. Like, you could, but the thing is that he said, oh, if you're looking to do, like, because other people are looking to leave that place and find another career, it's frowned upon you on your record and on your legal record that you left and all this other stuff, you know. And I could give 2 shits or 0 shits about that, but still, that's not right to go, hey, I'm gonna do this AmeriCorps program, and then let's say I can finally get into my film career, or I can get into a career that I'm actually passionate about. Then I say the AmeriCorps, hey, I'm gonna leave you guys, bye, you know, like, and they'll still frown me on that. Like, I could care less if they do that, but still, that's just. Like, that stays on there, you know? And that can maybe affect me if I want to do a career or something. And plus then it makes me go, okay, then it doesn't sound like something I want to do. It kind of makes me kind of think I can't leave it, you know? And my uncle, it's fine. And my uncle likes nature parks. He likes doing that forest stuff. That's up his alley. I'm glad he likes it, but that's not me. And it's not because, oh, it's fucking hot, it's Florida. It's like, it's more like, it's more along the lines of that it's like, I just don't have the heart in it. I don't have the heart in it, really. And then makes me, I've had this mentality, and it's not because of recent years. I've had this mentality for a few times. Anytime my folks say, hey, what about doing this? What about doing that? What about, they brought up years ago that, oh, what about doing the Air Force? And even my grandpa was like, oh, you'll be set. They'll probably have a program for you to maybe do something with cameras and all that. You're not going to get yourself in danger as much, but you'll be at least a part of it. They'll have you set and all these other things. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. And then I'm like, whenever my grandpa brought that up, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great. But with my folks, I'm like, I just don't feel it. I just really don't. I just don't know. And they're like, what's there not to know? And then what's funny is that it was then, years later, what's the word I'm looking for here? It was then, hold on, let me think. It was then, basically, not, it was deflected, if you will, back on them, because we have someone in my family that like served for years, and he's a part of the but he's a part of the military, and he's all set, his family's set, he's got insurance, he's all covered, and all these other things that they do for you, but he's like, you have to get the vaccine. And then I'm like, I say what you will, people, but I'm not one to really get one, and the only, and this is where my folks would disagree with me on this. The only way I would get a vaccine is for my fiance, and not because it's my fiance and I would do what she would like for me to do, but it's also because there's been times where we'd have conversations where she's like, hey, what if maybe our kids such and such, or we might need such and such medical records, or if we go on a cruise, we might still need to get vaxxed, you know? And I'm like, okay, I might have to consider it. You know, things that I would need to think about for my future, you know, not rather, like, I'm okay with my health now, but if it's something that might affect my children, or something that maybe could affect us, like, hey, this is the only way we can do A, B, and C, like, if we have to go out of country, like, for a trip, for something, then let's say hypothetically you have to get vaxxed or something, that'd be like, I'd have to for my wife to be, you know, but not for my, like, I'd do it for myself, but I'd do it more importantly thinking that the ramifications and the decisions and the future would, like, the future things involving that. But when my cousin mentioned that, oh, you'd have to get vaccinated, I'm like, yeah, never mind. Even my mom's like, okay, never mind then. So, for a few reasons I'm not gonna get into whether it's true or not. Even if those things are true, I just don't feel comfortable about it, because it's like, never got the flu shot. I know, I'm saying in general. I'm just saying in general, dude. No, it's like I never got the flu shot, and then plus, I don't know. There's just never really thought about, like, really going, yeah, I need it. It's more like I feel like I can be okay and have a healthy mentality and healthy metabolism and body structure to be able to handle almost not everything, but, like, I feel like I'd be okay, you know. sort of thing. And sometimes being okay is fine. You know, like sometimes I think that's something we need to also realize is being okay sometimes is okay. Like you don't have to feel great. At least maybe being okay can sometimes be okay. And that's I hate to say it, but that's okay. But hey, what's happening, man? What's happening, Mage Wolf? I'm trying to think of other stuff we can go into. We went into a whole spiel with Ahsoka Season 1. I'm not going to go into every single episode and talk about every single detail, like, oh, this happened here, I didn't like this, or I didn't like this shot, I didn't like this scene. No, I just wanted to, I just wanted to get into more in-depth stuff, maybe a little more things that I was expecting, maybe things that, again, I'm playing like a debate with myself that, oh, is it a big like expectation versus reality that I wanted Luke Skywalker, not necessarily him, but I wanted more characters? Like, is it that bad? Is it that good? You know what I mean? Sort of stuff. And then if you hear anyone else, that's my buddy Keaton on the other end. I don't know if chat hears him. I don't know if he did. I don't know if you guys do. If you don't, then don't worry about it. So, yeah. And then just, yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm trying to think. I've talked about the good, I've talked about the bad, I've talked about ugly, pretty much. I mean, not necessarily ugly with this show, but ugly in terms of, I don't know, this Star Wars kind of, like, Disney in general has really kind of been somewhat ugly, in a way, and for many reasons, not just not just for their projects and their, hold on, their productions. Wait, what's this? Hold on. Ah, damn it, I thought this was something else. I was gonna lose my fucking mind over it. No, that's not it. Never mind. I thought that was the Sanctum Sanctorum. I was gonna be like, what? No! We have to get Doctor Strange in, like, a Marvel game now with Insomniac or something. But I'm like, no, that's not it. It's just a regular church? Was it a church? It might have been a church. Some sort of sanctuary of some sort. If this is a church, it's just probably an average church, but it kind of makes me, like, the red. What do you mean, man? On your PlayStation thing, or what do you? I don't care. I don't really care, man. It's up to you. I'm not gonna stop you. It's your choice. What the fuck? We're back with Fortnite. Oh, so you can't hear? Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. You can't hear him. That's funny. That's fine. I have him on my end. That's why. Yeah. Yeah, but if you hear me talking not only to you guys and talking to somebody, I have some on my end on my mic at least. So that's interesting. I guess that kind of makes some sense. Oh, okay. That's fine. So I think I went through everything. I don't know. I feel like there's probably some stuff I'm missing, or there might have been something I completely forgot about. I kind of went, like, to paraphrase, I went through it pretty much the gist of stuff. The ups and downs of this show. Ahsoka's kind of okay, like, as a character. Like, I like her as it is, but, like, in general, but she feels more like her character in Mandalorian Season 2, and then she feels more like a character in the Book of Boba Fett. Like, the way, the tone of her voice, the expressions, I don't know, just the little subtleties that make me go, yeah, that's Ahsoka. Like, yeah, she's older, but that's Ahsoka. Like, there's one moment, specifically, like, I want to kind of give you guys a visual. Like, you guys can watch the show, of course. If you guys want to, go ahead. If you don't want to hear spoilers, tune out. If you don't care, that's fine. It's been, like, over a couple months since the show is out, but if you still don't want to hear, then that's okay. It's live action. Ahsoka's live action. The only cartoon stuff that's Star Wars is, there's Clone Wars, there's Star Wars Rebels, there's The Bad Batch, there's Tales of the Jedi. There's actually 2 Clone Wars shows. There's a old, like, early 2000s show, like in 2002, 2003 Clone Wars show. That's like, it looks like, you know Samurai Jack, right? The show Samurai Jack, of course. If you look it up, it looks like that same art style. And then years later, like a couple years later, they did a computer animated show. So there's a hand-drawn Clone Wars show, then there's a computer animated Clone Wars show. Then there's Rebels, then there's Bad Batch, then there's Tales of the Jedi, there's Star Wars Visions. I was gonna say What If. No, I wish there was a Star Wars What If show, if I'm being honest. Star Wars Visions. It's like an anime, kind of. It's more or less an anime. It's more like a series of stories in the Star Wars universe. Just there's ones that are anime, like they look like Japanese animes. There's ones that are like very much like CG animated. There's ones that look like hand-drawn, old-style pencil drawings. There's ones that look like this style and that style, and they're telling this story and that story, like little small stories that are happening within the show, like within its story, within its tale. So there's what else is there? Animated wise. I think that's it. There's the which I forget these shows exist. There's like Jedi Academy or something, and then there's I already said Tales of Jedi. There's like Jedi Academy, I think, and there's what is it? There's another show that's like Resistance or something that's kind of computer animated looking. It's kind of weird in a way because I don't know, it looks weird the way it's animated, and not counting the Lego Star Wars stuff because they have Lego Star Wars thingies. But everything else other than that is live action. The movies, of course, the shows, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Andor, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan. It's either Obi-Wan or it's Kenobi. I keep forgetting what it's called because people refer to it as it's yeah, that's literally where that comes from. Yeah, that's from Rebels. That's one of the cartoon shows, if you want to call it cartoon. But yeah, so yeah. So there's a moment where I think Hera, like, so one example of where I'm like, that looks like an Ahsoka thing, like an Ahsoka moment, is so Hera goes to Ahsoka like, hey, what'd you do? Like, it seems like you have something up your sleeve. Like, did you do X, Y, and Z? And then she makes a smirk and kind of like, not blushes, but kind of like makes a smirk that kind of implies, like, kind of like, I may or may not have done that. And it's like, that just seems like very Ahsoka. The way, like, she would kind of be very, like, kind of, not blunt, but kind of, like, beat around the bush that, oh, I perhaps might have planned something that, how we can get to Peridia, or I might have planned this, you know, I might have did this, you know. Like, just, like, something like that felt very, like, her character. And then, like, some of, like, just the way she looks, the way sometimes she'll just say certain things with her tone, feels very Ahsoka sometimes. And then there's other times that, like, sometimes she just folds her arms and she just kind of sits there. And yes, I know she's a master now and she has to be wiser, but, like, no, but it's just that she, like, when we first met Ahsoka in Clone Wars, she's, like, this young kid being a Padawan under Anakin Skywalker, who even he was still under Obi-Wan's wing. So it was like Obi-Wan training Anakin while Anakin was training Ahsoka. And Ahsoka was like 12, I think, when she first appeared and debuted in Clone Wars. And then by the time we get to Season 8, she's like 16, I think, fighting off Darth Maul, who's a well-crafted, experienced, almost, not master, but this crafted character a little bit that has so much experience, so much knowledge, so much power, and she just really put herself up with the ranks of that. Not only was she able to fight people like that, but she became wiser and gotten older, and she became really, like, smart for her age. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, yeah, pretty much. So, like, there's, like, when we see her in Star Wars Rebels and in Mandalorian Season 2 and all these other live-action shows she's appeared in, she feels older, of course, because she's now older, things have happened, things have changed for her, but she still acts like herself, you know? She doesn't just act like, oh, I need to be serious. Like, yeah, she needs to be serious sometimes, but she doesn't. It feels like they just kind of went, okay, we need her to act like Jedi because Jedi act like this, you know? And you know, it feels like, you know what, for Star Wars fans, it feels like prequel writing with sometimes the way she acts just feels very just deliberate and very just monotone, no expression, no, like, personality, just straight to it, just like this, how I'm speaking to you. You know, it kind of feels a little out of her character. So I'm like, what? I like Dave Filoni knows this character. He wrote this character. So it's like, what is it? Like the delivery? Did he want this on purpose? Was it something else? Maybe it's not that deep, but just my opinion. Like it's like half and half good, half and half meh of her performance. I like the actress who's Hera because I actually like Mary Elizabeth Winston for the fact that she was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and some of her other newer things she's done. Well, not newer, but some of her other stuff she's done. Like she was, I'm not a fan of this movie, but I really liked her as Huntress in Birds of Prey. I will still give her credit for that because I really liked her as that role. I hope they keep her, to be honest. If James Gunn decides, hey, we want a Huntress in our universe. Should we get Mary Elizabeth Winston? Yeah, sure, why not? So that'd be cool. And plus, what's really cool about her being a Star Wars character is that she's, I think, married to Ewan McGregor, or she's related to him. No. Ewan McGregor, so Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. Let me think here. I think she's married to him, I want to say. But there is a connection. Like what's really cool is that she's married or related to Obi-Wan Kenobi, who they also had Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, the actor. Yeah, that's her. That's when she that's way past when she left the Jedi Order because she used to have green lightsabers. Now she has white, and even in the Rebels show she has white because she's not a Jedi anymore. But she needs like a weapon to kind of signify that she's not with the Order in the show, like the live action one. You familiar with Rosario Dawson? Mm-hmm. She is... Who's she married to? Let me see. Married. Marriage. Survey says... Yeah, she is. So, yeah, she's married to... Or she was... Wait, she is or was married to Ewan McGregor. So, it's kind of like a... Not full circle thing, but it's kind of like a really nice, cool thing. Because you have Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, and then you have... Mary Winston, who was in this show as well, and then their daughter, I think, is in this was in the Star Wars universe as well. So it's kind of cute a little bit. It's like one of those things that you get like your family involved, and like you have like the acting, the acting gene, or the acting. Hold on, the acting. Fuck, I can't even think of the word, but. Like it's like it runs in the family. That's it, the heritage, if you will. That's it. Jesus. So I think she's cool. And what's even funny is out of all of our protagonists, I've said this, I'll say it again. Chopper feels the most like in character because he has like that sassy attitude that he does. He acts like how Chopper would. The way I don't know. It's funny because like the fact that a freaking droid acts more like his character over our main humanoid alien characters in this universe in live action form compared to a droid, because Chopper's sassy, he's funny, he's very much just in tune. I don't know, it's just he's Chopper. It's great, honestly. And then at least out of everyone in the out of our protagonists, because Sabine's mid, like I said. Oh god. Sabine's mid. No! Get that shit out of here! No! God damn it, man. I hate it. No, I hate it. Especially with how much people are like, oh, Jar Jar this, and he was a secret Sith Lord. I'm like, okay, fine, but no, not my Star Wars. Not my Star Wars. Well, not my Star Wars, but like, not in my mind. I'm like, no, guys, no, I'm sorry. No, Jesus Christ, no. Yeah, it was kind of, I will say this, it was kind of, the one thing that was kind of funny was when Force Awakens was coming around, and then the guy who is Supreme Leader Snoke, Andy Serkis, he does the motion capture and the voice for the character. What was funny was that he before the movie came out, people were like, he was on Conan O'Brien, And Conan goes, oh, so people are saying like your character, we don't know anything about your character, and people are thinking you are the evil Jar Jar Binks, and this is what people did, because look at this. Put a side-by-side photo of him and Jar Jar, and he's doing the voice, and it's kind of funny how Andy Serkis is doing it. I'm like, that actually is kind of funny. He's like, his impression's accurate, that's why I think it's funny. But Andy then said, no, that's not me. He's like, no. In all seriousness, no. I'm like, okay. But it was like that thing I actually thought was funny. So Sabine's mid. I don't know. She feels the worst out of everyone in terms of our protagonists. Ezra, actually, I just realized he's fine. He's fine. I just realized he's actually not bad in terms of whoever the actor is for Ezra. But I like him. I think it's cool. He's very much like he's not. He feels like Ezra. And that's all I can really say. I don't know. It was really cool. Kind of. It was cool. I will say, having him be his character, be like, fuck. It was cool having Ezra in this show and having Ezra come back in general. And at least he did a decent job, I will say. It is funny, he is pulling off like this Jesus beard, this Jedi Jesus beard, and I'm like, yeah, he would be the Messiah here. He's trying to save every last bit of this show. And it's just, yeah. Honestly, I don't think I have a lot of problem with the villains, because I really like Lars Mikkelsen.
Please respond.
Jesus Christ. Lars is still Admiral Thrawn because he's the same guy who voiced him in Star Wars Rebels, so he's great. Like I have no complaints. He's great. He's awesome. He fits, of course, because he played this character, and of course he gets to do it live action. I said Ray Stevenson and Ray Stevenson, Balin Skull, and his apprentice are really cool. I like them a lot. The Morgan Elsbeth's fine. The Night Sisters are fine. It's kind of cool that there's still Night Sisters. The stuff with the Peridia, whatever it is, the Eye of Sion, that's cool if you want me to touch on that. There's nothing really else I have to really offer anymore. I don't know. Oh, fuck! I forgot! And of course I forget about this, because this guy's so forgettable! Marok! My god, Marok! This freaking mysterious Inquisitor that they built up in the first couple of episodes, the first half of this show, where Balin Skull and Shin Hati are aided by this Inquisitor. And I don't know if you know who the Inquisitors are, Keaton, but they're like, basically, they're not Sith Lords exactly, but they were forged by Darth Vader, basically saying, hey, you guys are going to train under, like a Sith Academy, let's put it this way. Like a, quote, Sith Academy. That I'm going to have you guys train in the arts of this and such and so, and you guys are going to be Jedi Hunters. You guys are going to be my Jedi Hunters. So, Boba Fett, no, I said Jedi, no, Bounty Hunter, that's a Bounty Hunter. Jedi Hunters, like, I'm saying Jedi Hunters as in they specifically are going to kill Jedi. No, he doesn't have the Force. He's a clone, technically. He was a clone of his dad. Like, Jango made the clone troopers, and then he basically said to the people that were cloning him, he said, hey, I want a clone of my own, but I want him to be different. Like, I want a son, basically. Basically, he said to these people on the planet Kamino, he's like, hey, you guys made an army of me, but I want, like, a son, basically. So, along came Boba Fett, and Boba Fett is well equipped with being a bounty hunter. Jango, yeah. Boba... He's a human. He's technically... Well, he's human-looking, I should say. Boba Fett's human-looking. I mean, he has the whole Mandalorian attire like his dad. It's just a different look, different armor, different color. Wait, actually, no, hold on. He says in Mandalorian, he says something about, oh, my armor is the same as my father's or something like that. Because his chain code, if I remember, something about his code. Because he's like, yeah, this is my armor. and because he lost his armor at one point, or not he lost it, but his armor was taken from him, and when he meets Mando, he's like, hey, yo, someone's got my armor, you know him, and I just want it back. I don't want any trouble. I just want it back. Okay, we could be cool. Let's all be cool here, Boba. I just want my armor. All right. Well, we'll work together and get your armor and kick some ass. And so they get his armor, and he's like, yeah, this is my armor. See? There's like a whole holographic encryption that says, yeah, this is mine, this was my father's, and stuff like that. I don't know if it's the same. I don't remember. Guys, I don't remember if it's really... I always thought that Boba Fett's armor was his own, unless he just took his dad's armor and said, yeah, this is mine now. Which I think he did. I don't remember. Now I'm thinking of Clone Wars, because young Boba Fett was in Clone Wars trying to get revenge on Mace Windu and was like, I'm gonna kill you because you killed my dad, so I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah, he's Samuel Jackson. Yeah, it's Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson. It's the purple lightsaber. What do you mean the new one? What? Oh, no, you're thinking of Finn. That's not Mace Windu at all. You're thinking of Finn. Finn. F-I-N-N. No. He never became a Jedi. He never did, which is unfortunate. Because it's like the sequel trilogy kind of said, hey, we want to build up to this character, Finn. We want to maybe make him Force sensitive. But they never go anywhere with it. Because you have one director that was doing some of The Force Awakens. He left. And then another director did The Last Jedi. He said, I don't know if I like what this guy before me did this, so I'm gonna do something else. And then kind of fucked up the fucked up things and retcon things and did stuff. And so then the guy who did The Force Awakens, the director, then had to come back for Rise of Skywalker and said, oh shit, let me try and fix this, do what I want to do, try and do what the other guy did with The Last Jedi, but not do what he did because I wanted to do stuff differently, and he kind of fucked me over, and we fucked each other up, so now we're here, and that's why the sequel trilogy is a mess. I like Force Awakens. I don't know how I really feel about The Last Jedi. It's been really a while that I've sat down and said, hey, I like it, I hate it, I'm mid about it, but I'm really not crazy about Rise of Skywalker, because it just was like, that should have been the Duel of Fates if they were going to do the... Yeah, I'm not crazy about it either. I know they're doing a sequel. You liked it, actually? Okay. I mean, alright. I mean, hey, to each your own. That's great. I'm glad you can like something that I don't, or I'm glad if someone hates something that I don't. I hated him! I fucking hated him! He was such a... He felt hypocritical. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and sometimes... Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, sometimes characters can be dickheads and they could work fine. Like, one example that always comes to my mind when I think of, like, a real 100% dick or a 100% asshole character would be... this is random, but Jafar from Aladdin, because he's such an ass, but it's... You like him. You like him because he's an asshole. He's like the way he smooth, like the way that one moment when he swoops in, like, oh, you're speechless there, princess. A fine quality in a wife. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? But you just kind of go, oh, God, he's so good. Like, cause he's good at being evil. He's good at being evil and being slimy and all that. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kiss up to the Sultan and get your power one day. Beetlejuice, oh, he's fucking slimy as hell, but we love him. He's funny. Like, think about it. Think about it now. Like, technically, Beetlejuice is pervy, he's horny, and all these other things. He's disgusting, but he's funny. It's way how Michael Keaton just does it. No, it's a performance. It's not the performance, but it's a performance that it stands out. I don't know. We like this guy for how he is, and it's not for what he does. It's just Aragon. Oh, Aragon. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I almost forgot. I forgot about him. But yeah, like, I don't know. Those guys worked for me. When you talk about like people that are dicks, that are sarcastic or assholes or narcissistic or whatever, or just plain whatever, however you want to categorize this. Icarus, I didn't like though. I didn't fuck with him. I didn't like him. I'm like, no. I was like, at first I was like, oh, okay, he seems fine. But then I'm like, no. I'm like, no, man. I don't know. Some of those characters, they kind of became forgettable for me. And I even was thinking about it last night. I was like, I forgot some of these characters' names, if I'm being honest. And it's kind of like unfortunate because, dude, some of them were cool, and some of the actors were there that are really great actors, like Angelina Jolie's in it. And I'm like, damn, like I forgot about her for a second. And then I already forgot the dude's name, but the one in purple, Fastos or something it is. I'm like, he's kind of neat, but it's like some of them are cool and some of them are not. I don't really, I don't know. It's like there's some things that just it didn't really do so well with its story, with its characters. It kind of I don't know a lot of the Eternals comics, but it feels like the way they were trying to convey their story was very dull. It felt very lazy for them to go, hey, if deviants are around, we have to intervene. But if there's no deviants around, we can't do shit about it. It's like, then that's so lazy. I'm sorry. I understand, but it's lazy because there's so many characters in the MCU that show up and they go, yeah, I never showed up because of this. Captain Marvel. Anyways. I just had something strong in my throat there. It was a bit too much, but yeah. But like that's what I mean. Is like you have characters that just we're introduced to them. That's fine, and there's like stuff that are trying to go. Okay, how did we say these characters exist, but they've existed for years, but they never did anything in the MCU up until now? Like what can we explain? You know, it's like okay, this and that, A, B, and C. So, yeah, I just... It's one thing if Captain Marvel or the Eternals were introduced, like, in present time, but because Eternals are these ancient deities, if you will, it's kind of like, okay... Nice. That's I say nice because you do you. I don't care, but you do you. Nice. Like I get that. It's I don't know. It's just sometimes when they just kind of go, yeah, we just can't interfere because of this reason. It's like, really? Like really? I don't know. And I know, and then I'm trying to think who else is there that's done that. But it's annoying. It's kind of become annoying, and maybe that's why I'm very just unexcusable with the Eternals. I'm like, they were been around for years. Fuck off, okay? You could have done something. Like, you're really gonna sit there, and I get it, Celestials, and they say we have to do what they say, and all these other things. But are you gonna really sit there and say, yeah, we're gonna let the battle, and I get it, because the Avengers, that's their movie and all this other stuff. But I'm just saying, you guys weren't involved during the Battle of New York. Like, you couldn't help, like, you didn't have to be front and center of the Avengers, but you could have been like, yeah, we were there just fighting out the Chitauri, but they said, nope, we're kind of too fucking lazy. We don't want to intervene with humanity. We want to let humanity do their thing, and we gave you guys Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so you're welcome. It's like, what arrogant shitheads. I'm sorry. It's just some of the things I get it. And this is the one thing I kind of liked is they delve into this conversation of, hey, of how much do we interfere, how much do we not interfere, because they're kind of playing God. They're trying to play gods. And they're like, okay, we did this, so we gave them the tools, how much more can we give them? And I'm like, okay, that's smart. These conversations are actually really nice. I think it's really clever because it does maybe play into a bit of like philosophical things that you could kind of read into and go, oh. You could read into, maybe think of whatever it is. So, like that was cool. But then you have like, I don't know, you have like lazy shit like that just says, yeah, we just don't interfere because. No deviants, man. Because like they have no excuse. They have no freaking excuse. And even Captain Marvel has no freaking excuse because I know this is not a big crucial character, but hey, in Endgame we saw the Ancient One. She was she was guarding and protecting the sanctum while Chitauri were flying around. We at least were like, oh, so she was doing shit during the Avengers. Okay, she didn't have to be alongside the Avengers, but she was there. Okay, pop off, you know? But, like, it's just, like, you can't do that. You can do that, but you can't do, like, other stuff. Like, maybe the Eternals could go, these might be deviant related. Maybe they know of the Chitauri. Maybe they don't know what the Chitauri is because they're creations of the Celestials, so they're not born. I don't know. The way they described the whole origin with these guys just doesn't sound interesting to me. And some of them I really couldn't care for. Like, there's a weird thing with the one, I don't know. That sounds kind of dumb. Chug Chug? I feel like that sounds still... I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. My brain either just comes up with this stuff. Either my brain just thinks of this stuff, or once I go on one thing, then it starts clicking. I don't know. I don't really think about it that much. If I go on one thing, then I'm like, oh, I just thought of this while I'm doing this. And then it kind of like not leads into more, and I keep going stretching it, or either I keep stretching something, or it'll just lead into something else just conveniently. Like when you brought like you said Eternals, right? And someone was like, yeah, Eternals, and they just are there because they're lazy and they didn't ever do shit. And speaking of other characters that didn't do shit, Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel, whatever her fucker name is. Well, I'm saying the point of that, she was around during the 90s, so she was technically one of the first few characters in the MCU, or one of the first few superheroes in the MCU, and even when she was confronted, when she shows up, bear in mind you, she shows up during Endgame, right? And then even the Avengers are like, hey, you know, I know you're a solo act and all, but where were you all this time? You know, they were kind of like getting on her ass. And I was kind of like, yo, they're spitting bars, pretty much to paraphrase. But she's like, oh, I was busy in space. I don't know. That just, like, that feels lazy. Like, I don't know. I feel like the Guardians... No, it's not. I don't think that she was lying. It just feels lazy. That's the writing. Like, that's lazy writing. That they just said, okay, how do we come up with where Captain Marvel has been this whole time? Oh, she was just in space. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because we didn't see it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because Guardians did this so better, where they're like, yeah, they're in space. We know they're in space, so of course they're not gonna know of the Avengers. I don't know. Like, it just. I have so many problems with Captain Marvel as a character in this MCU. That's maybe why. Maybe that's one of the reasons why that I always get annoyed, because it's just lazy that she's like, I was busy dealing with cosmos stuff or cosmic stuff, and you guys are doing this. So yeah, I don't know. I hate her attitude. I hate so much about her character. I wish they did her better though. I don't like how they built her up. They made her this whole, like, most overpowered character and the most powerful character in the MCU. Yet she took a fucking blow to Thanos like that. And I'm like, this is our character? And I say this again. I'll say this again. I've said this before. I'll say this again, guys. Is that she did absolutely nothing during the quantum heist. She did nothing during the time heist, yet she fucking shows up during the Battle of Earth, which the Battle of Earth is like that big moment with the Avengers and everyone, and up against Thanos and his army and his armada, and then she just fucking shows up out of nowhere and just blows up the ship. And basically, this is like the personification of, hey, I just one-upped you guys, fuck you all, and all this other stuff. And that's the type of energy I was getting from her, and I'm rolling my eyes here like, you gotta be kidding me. And I get it. Maybe she had to stay to protect the timeline while they were doing the time heist. But it just feels so eye-rolling to me when she does that. And she has to be like, I'm gonna go kick Thanos myself. I will do this myself. I do this. It sounds like, yo, you know, I think her name's Becky Lynch or something. Some wrestler. My friend of mine knows WWE. That's how I know of this person. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, Keaton. You know of, this is a weird analogy, but you know who Becky Lynch is, I think her name is? fuck? Oh god. Well, anyways, my point I'm making is she's a wrestler, and so she calls herself. So she's the man. She's the man. I'm like, that's the same energy that Captain Marvel gives to me in this universe. That she has to be like, very, 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 very much like. She has to be like, I am better than you, I'm woman, and all this other stuff. And look, I have no problem with woman empowerment and women empowerment, but she goes above and beyond and says, man and people are beneath, I better. It's like, I don't know. It's just... Oh. No! He had no one, though! He had nobody, though.
Sure hope May's handling the Lee arrest okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that we know Captain America. We've gone with this journey of Captain America, him being the righteous man, and not like but the way he's conveyed is not I'm man, I'm better. It's that I gotta do what's right for my country. I'm gonna do what's right for the Earth. Oh, yeah, I thought you were saying, like, shit about it. I'm like, bro, what do you mean? I was about to say, but yeah. Yeah, of course. Because he had to do what felt was right, and everyone was down, and there was literally no one left. So it was just him that had to take care of things. He's like, okay, everyone's either down, unconscious, whatever, so it's only me. It's me or him, you know? Like, who's it gonna be? So, of course, he's gotta fight for his right. Not only that, but just fight to save the universe. And plus, yeah, and plus the fact of he didn't expect all of a sudden everyone to show up. He thought this was it for him. He thought everyone's dead. I gotta do this myself because I have to at least protect Earth if no one else can. He didn't think Falcon was gonna come in out of nowhere and all the portals were gonna happen. He thought if they didn't show up, he would have had to take Thanos down himself. I'm just saying, like, a hypothetical sense. He didn't know and predict that, oh, Captain America's coming in. I mean, Falcon's coming in. Hold up, people. Let me do this.